Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Apologies for being a little bit late, but I think in the circumstances being a little bit late probably doesn't matter that much when you look at what the Manchester United team is for today. Now let me make sure that we actually are streaming live. Everything is working, which is absolutely fantastic. That's great. So, De Gea in goal, Ashley Young at right back, Lindelof and Bay centre backs, Luke Shaw, Fred, Andres Pereira, Pogba, Mata, Lukaku, Martial. No Alexis Sanchez. We don't know why. That was rumoured yesterday, and I've got it on the right hand side for you there that there would be no Alexis Sanchez. We don't know why, because the bench is Grant, Smalling, Herrera, Fellaini, McTominay, Lingard and Rashford. So not a particularly, well, Lingard, Rashford, Herrera's a strong bench, I suppose. No Phil Jones, no Darmian. I don't think Darmian travelled either. So, but very, very pleased with that United starting lineup. Definitely very happy with that. Anthony Martial starts. You know, for all the technical issues we had going live, Anthony Martial starts and Alexis Sanchez doesn't. So very, very interested to see what people are thinking about that, because I'm happy with that back four, certainly happy with the back four. And I'm happy with the team that Jose's put out. I think it's very, very, very positive. Apparently Sanchez is injured in training. Some people would say that's a positive. I mean, you don't want people injured. Certainly not the player of Alexis Sanchez's quality, but a chance for Anthony Martial to start. And also, very importantly, from Jose Mourinho, I mean, I agree with Juan White. I would like to have seen Jesse Lingard playing on the right-hand side instead of Mata. But let me get the actual team news up on the screen for you, which will take me a moment to do it. We've had a few technical... Oh, I tell you what. This is going for a fucking Burton. I'm sorry, we've had so many technical issues today that I have absolutely had it up to here. Getting live, you will never know how much of a struggle it was to do it today, and that's why we're about 10 minutes later than we normally are. But we've managed to do it, and I'm very, very... As I said, I'm more than happy with that Manchester United team. If that is to be the team that he will play week in, week out. So, well, he won't play it week in, week out anyway, will he? But you know what I mean. I'm very happy with it. And I'm just about to get it up for you now. Just one player wrong. Mata. You're going to like this. You're going to like this. It's going to be worth the wait. But unfortunately, it is something that we will have to always do when we are live, because we will always be dependent on the actual team news. So Anthony Martial starts for Manchester United. Absolutely fantastic news, isn't it? Really pleased with that. And let me go with that. Save that to there. Mata. I mean, Mata wasn't good. I've got to be honest with you. Mata was not good, was he? When we played the last game, let's be honest. He wasn't that good. But in a game of this magnitude, here we go. Add source. Media file. Well, Mata. There's your team news for you. Back of the net. It works. There you go. I think that's got to deserve a like, hasn't it? You've got your team news absolutely bang on to your left. You've got your little news bulletins there. Lukaku starts. You've got your little form above Brighton, lost, United won, because they've only played one game. You've got your upcoming fixtures. A big shout out to the Draughty Devil, as per usual, for tweaking some things. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And let's get the show on the road. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with that team. Luke Shaw playing at left back, Lindelof and Bay, Pereira, Fred and Pogba. Martial playing with Lukaku up front. It's a very, very strong Manchester United team. And I tell you what, I'll tell you this right now. What it also does, it demonstrates a capacity from Manchester United and Jose Mourinho to continue this positivity that we all want. I'll sort the clock out for you, mate. I'll sort the clock out for you, because I'll turn it off. It shouldn't even be on. Adam Agun. So Martial all the way, says Christopher Weller. Alexis Sanchez injured. Darmian, I don't know what the problem is. Man City beating Huddersfield 5-1. Don't care. Don't care. Because the reality is Man City were always going to stuff Huddersfield today. And we've just got to go and, you know, City will have 6 points. We can have 6 points tonight. That's the most important thing for Manchester United. Bio20 says, maybe Jose realised Martial was a gig signing. Maybe he did. So happy I triggered this change and improvements have taken place, says Google. I'm trying to figure out whether I actually won my head-to-head challenge with the Brandon from Power when I did the celebrity challenge. I think we're about right, because I said he would play Fellaini, but I said he would play Martial and Sanchez. And I think that Brandon said Sanchez and Lingard. So I think we might have drawn. I think we might have both got 9 out of 11. But we'll push that to the moderators, and they maybe can check that out. Leon Mulrain says, I would like to have seen Jizzy Lingard playing. It's Jesse. But yeah, I'd like to have seen Lingard playing on the right. But the fact that there's no Phil Jones on the bench, the fact that there's no Fellaini starting, maybe those players aren't quite fit yet. But good to see. Look at that team. Look at that team. It's on my right-hand side. De Gea in goal. Ashley Young at right-back, which should solve the problem of Darmian last week. Bailly and Lindelof centre-backs. Luke Shaw left-back. That's a good back four. And the great thing about that back four is, especially Bailly and Lindelof, is that if they play well, doesn't matter when Jones is match fit, don't change the winning team. Pereira, Fred, Pogba. What an opportunity that is for Pereira tonight, this afternoon. A weekend, an away game in a tough environment. Again, if he plays well, doesn't matter when Matic is back fit. If he plays well, does he keep hold of the shirt? And then Martial, what an opportunity. I'm not part of Martial FC, but Martial is my favourite player at Manchester United. 90 minutes in a Premier League game. Come on. What are you all about? What can you do? City have just made it 6-1. An own goal. Sane crosses it in. 6-1. Quite a big message, isn't it, from City? But very, very pleased with that Manchester United lineup, as I think many people are as well. Lots and lots to be excited about. Yeah, I'm not bothered about Man City. What I would say about Manchester City, if you can look at the other news to my left down there, Mourinho slammed City for lacking class. That Amazon Prime thing, they obviously weren't going to get many people watching it. So they've mentioned Manchester United so much. But I think what is so funny about Man City is that what Mourinho has revealed, which I wasn't aware of, maybe some of you were, that Manchester City actually had T-shirts printed saying we won the title on Derby Day. Saddos, absolute saddos. Sanchez is injured, says Adam. Yes, I think we've established that. Excited to see Pereira and Martial play together, says Glenn. And City are ruthless. They've got no mercy, says Stepney. Look, what an appropriate name Stepney is. We have got to take this Premier League season one game at a time. Manchester City are going to be a very good team in this league. Of course they are. It'd be very hard for anybody to stop Man City. But from a Manchester United point of view, I don't think anybody really expects that we're going to win the title anyway. So some people are saying we're not going to finish in the top four. So I'm enjoying the positivity around Manchester United at the moment. But we've got to take it one game at a time. Well, Islam Zishan says your channel. Here we go. I like this comment because he's made a contribution for it, and I'll let the live comments decide. Your channel has turned into an anti-Jose Mourinho channel, and your interviewer Flex constantly gets the most negative people to interview. Get him off. Well, that's a shame that you've actually paid money to put that contribution in, because I will read it out, but I'm pretty sure the live comments will back me up on this, that I'm probably the most pro-Jose Mourinho United vlogger out there. I've always been pro-Mourinho, so you're wrong there. As for Flex interviewing negative people, you want to try and go down and try and interview people outside football grounds. You certainly can't push people aside and just get negative people. It doesn't work like that. You're lucky if anyone talks to you. So, unfortunately, thanks for the contribution, but you are wrong on both counts. Huddersfield are going down, says Galvatron. Cartman, yeah, I think Brighton are going to go down as well. Famous last words. What happened to the Fellaini figure, says Ed Woodward. It fell in the fire and melted. Sorry, just joined. Never knew Sanchez was injured. Martial start, says Annie. Mark loves Jose, as a lot of people are saying there. And I mean, look, there's a few people going on about City there. Man City won the title by 20 points last season, and they have pretty much started the season in the same sort of way. So I don't really have a massive concern level about what Manchester City are doing at the moment. I really don't. I think we've just got to take care of our own business, and that's all that we can do. And you know what? I'm full of the positivity here. I'm full of the positivity. But we lost to Brighton last season. We lost to teams like this last season on occasions, and we're all full of confidence. And I think we're going to win 3-1. But we've got to be very, very careful about that, and we've got to be very focused on the game today. And if we do win the game, we've also got to be very encouraged by it. Chris Tech Tip says here, have a fiver mark. Here's to a fantastic lineup. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Thank you, Chris. I don't know how long Sanchez is out for. I might be able to find out for you now. Let's have a look at that. He clearly didn't travel down to with the squad yesterday, which a lot of people were predicting last night. So that's probably true. Rob Dawson, who's a journalist for, I think he's Manchester Evening News, says Alexis Sanchez didn't travel down because of an injury, which, you know, is a little bit unfortunate from Alexis Sanchez's point of view, when, you know, this was meant to be the season he was going to hit the ground running, with no World Cup or anything like that. Typical of his look at United, really. But I can't say I'm sad about it because I want Martial to play. And a lot of people will be quite pleased with that. I think Matt, as I said, I think Matt has done very well to hold on to his place today. Yeah, I definitely do think that Juan Mata has done that, and it's a big opportunity for him. Any news on the away kit? I heard that the away kit was going to be released on the 29th of August. Let's have a look. Trading Cards and More says the new layout is amazing. You've proved to all the other channels hate doesn't force down quality content. Say it with me now. FUCKM. Yeah, I will see what you mean there. Look, I have a vision of what the United stand should look like, and but I can't reproduce the things that Drawty has reproduced here. So smash a like on the video for the layout. I think it's going to be a nice little layout for us for the new season. I mean, we always try and change things for each new season, and there were certain things I wanted. I didn't like the lineup when it was going across the latest news thing. I wanted to have, like, you know, headlines to my left. The next few fixtures, as you can see. I thought Burnley next after the Spurs game was actually a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. I didn't realise it was a Sunday kickoff at 4 o'clock. So that's another positive because it's on television, which is great. But you know, look at United's next few fixtures. I mean, probably will change that for the next time. So we've got Spurs at home, but then we've got Burnley, Watford away, and then we've got Wolves at home. So, you know, not the easiest games of football to win, but Ernest Tabari says Jose's positivity in the press and towards his players will show in the game today. The boys will turn up. I can feel it. And you know what? You can only ever live in the now, and that's really important. But what about the last 2 years with Jose, where he has been a little bit negative? And it just shows you what positivity can do. And I think that hopefully this positive thing can continue. And it might not be Jose Mourinho's normal style to be like that, but you know, you can always learn, can't you? And I think that he hopefully will learn that positivity is really, really important, especially to United fans who want to feed off that. Very, very happy with that lineup, says Jay Coulter. So yeah, De Gea in goal. Young comes in at right back. Shaw retains left back. Lindelof and Bailly stay our centre backs. Pereira, Fred and Pogba retain the midfield, which is fantastic. Martial comes in on the left-hand side. Lukaku comes in up front. Mata on the right-hand side. I'd say Mata's probably the luckiest player of the lot, but Mata normally plays very, very consistently anyway. So you wouldn't expect Mata to have 2 games bad in a row. And maybe that's what Jose Mourinho's thinking. You know, Mata can't have another game like that. But I'm watching Huddersfield here, right? They're 6-1 down, and they end up with a 3v4 situation to go 7-1 down. And Mahrez puts it over the bar. This is the idiocy of crap teams at the start of the Premier League season. Why are Huddersfield not just parking the bus at 6-1 down? Why are they trying to get 6-2? They should have been 7-1 down there. That's, you know, if teams are going to open up for Liverpool and City, they're going to get smashed. Why are teams not playing the tactics right? I don't know, but that's not our problem. Our problem is Manchester United, of course. Mark, please do a video without the green screen. It'll be banned. It says Tech Games. I do a lot of that on my channel, on the Mark Goldbridge channel. Tom Burton says, I love that Shaw is still in the squad. And Huddersfield are going down, says Goddard. Well, it's early days. It's early days. MLS teams are nowhere near Huddersfield, says Gazel Cesar. Lukaku needs to be top scorer of the league, says Kalito's Way. Well, it's the first chance for Romelu Lukaku to open his account, so to speak, today. And I think that that's really, really important from a Manchester United point of view, that Lukaku up front, we've not really mentioned it because we've been so excited about the lineup and Anthony Martial playing. But the reality is, Romelu Lukaku up front, what he will bring to the team today that Marcus Rashford couldn't bring to the team last week, which is the ability to hold the ball up. And that's going to be very, very important. I think you will probably see more from Manchester United today with regards to Pogba, Fred and Pereira, who I think all played quite well last week, but I think they'll play a lot better today because there will be a lot more focus on being able to move the ball forward with a striker who can hold the ball up. And hopefully that will mean more space for Martial. I think in fairness to Martial, there was a lot of times last season where he didn't really get the opportunity to play in a team that was free. Playing in a midfield with Fellaini is problematic. So I'm very, very happy with it. I mean, Stephen Barrett says Martial will score. If Martial scores today, happy days. Gary Conway, would love to see Sanchez in the starting 11 with Martial. I love Mata, but would love to see it. By the way, love the United stand. Keep it up, Mark. Thanks for the contribution, Gary. I do. The thing I would say about that, Gary, is that I don't think that Anthony Martial would have started today if Alexis Sanchez had been fit. We'll never know, but I think that Mourinho, in his mind, really very much is, I'm going to pick Martial or I'm going to pick Sanchez. So much the same as we had the situation with Pereira playing games because of no Matic. I think we are also seeing the same thing happening with Martial now, that Martial is getting games. But where Jose Mourinho, and he is doing a lot of things right this season, it doesn't mean that it's always going to stay the right way. But when we think of Jose Mourinho, I mean, even in my prediction, I said that Jose would play Fellaini today, and he hasn't done that. I thought that he might bring Phil Jones back in, and he hasn't done that. I feared that he might bring Ashley Young in and keep Darmian at right back, and he hasn't done that. So there's a lot to be said for what Jose's doing, and I'm certainly very, very happy with some of the things that he's doing at Manchester United at the moment. So 3-1 was my score prediction, and I hope I get that right. I do, but I am confident. I think there's no excuses when a team like that is put out on the field. There should be no excuses when you are putting a team like that out. We should be more than capable of getting the result that we need to get today. And I hope that we can do that, because we certainly do need the 3 points. Spurs winning again, and we've got them next. City obviously winning, which is good for them. But from a Manchester United point of view, we definitely need to get over the line today, and we definitely need to win this game of football. So let's see how we get on with it. Certainly. Right. I will have Mad Marcus joining me very, very soon. It's been a little bit haphazard today. A few little problems in the system, but we have got live, which is very, very important. So please do share the video, because I've not had a lot of time to prep. Tonight we will have a call in after the game as well. And we'll also have a match reaction, and we're going to have all the fan cams as well. Flex is down there, Rants is down there. So I think we'll get a good old good old set of fan cams today as well. So lots to be positive about, and hopefully Manchester United will deliver on the pitch as well, and give us lots to be confident about there as well. Aguero is world class, and Mendy has the best cross in the league, Mark, says Mitchell Brown. You know what, Mitchell? I couldn't give a shit. I could not care at all about what Manchester City are doing. It is irrelevant. They are the Premier League champions, and they were always going to be favourites for this Premier League. But the reality is, if United keep winning games, and I know we've only won one, but if we were to win today, we've still got the same amount of points as them, and that's all we can do. Good comments by Beats Prod Bison saying we need to score. We need to create chances, don't we? That's what we need to do. We really do need to create some chances today. It's good we've got some pace up front, says George Kakonyi. Where is the match, says Geordie. It's in Brighton. My dad refuses to pay for Sky Sports because he only watches bikes, so I can never watch the matches at home, says Shay G. And Behave, Lukaku hat-trick, says Pro Osiris. And at Brighton last season, Jay from In-Betweeners had a go at Flex. Let's see what happens today. I remember that. Chronic Tie second. And is that the actual starting lineup, says Ivan Busco. Yes, you can get excited. That is the starting lineup. Martial is starting, as Karan Kopoa says. I hope we play in the third kit today, says Kyle. You'll be lucky because we're not in the third kit. We've not even released the third kit. Oh! Well, no, we'll be playing in red because the third kit is the blue kit. The away kit's not been released yet. So we'll be playing in red because it's Brighton. We should still use the black kit this year, says John Carlos. The black kit was lovely, but it has been retired. Sanchez needed to be benched. He ain't played well since he came, says United Reds. Well, he's not been benched. He's injured. He's not even on the bench. The bench, for people who want to know, is Grant, Smalling, Herrera, Fellaini, Lingard, Rashford and McTominay. So we've only got one defender, no fullbacks. Can you do the Dele Alli challenge, Mark? I think that was it, wasn't it? Don't know. That's totally off the cuff. I don't know whether I did it right or not. I don't see Sanchez in the lineup, Adam. No, you don't. You don't. And hope Lukaku scores a hat-trick. Need him to get some points for my dream team, says Ryan Bansai. Good. I hope he does. I hope he does. I'm going for 3-0 and Pereira is playing, says Polcap70. And do I like Portsmouth? Very random question, but I have no issues with Portsmouth. They're not on my hate list at all, so no. Unfortunately, I feel that whatever Martial does today, I think Sanchez will come straight in when fit, says Safe Rushdie. But you know what? That's probably going to be the same situation for Andreas Pereira. When Matic is fit, I don't know whether Jose will stick with him or not. But we'll have to wait and see. The reality is, all we can do is enjoy what we've got for now. I'm just watching that cross from Mendy and the finish by Aguero. It was very good, wasn't it? To be fair, you know, you can't lie. I've always said Aguero is a very, very good striker, a world-class striker. Google says no point talking about City winning 6-1. It's one result, and we've just got to do our own thing, which is true. We just got to focus on ourselves. Mark, are you confident about United today? Says Asmin. Look, there's always confidence before a fall, but I am very confident. I don't know what's happened. I think Sergio Romero is still carrying a bit of an injury. Somebody was asking about that there. But the thing is, there's very little to be complaining about with that Manchester United team today. The one position I might change was Mata for Lingard or Rashford. But apart from that, I think you've got a very, very good midfield with Pereira and Fred and Pogba, a very exciting midfield. That's where Brighton are strong. You've got two very good centre-backs. Bays looks fantastic at the moment. Luke Shaw with another opportunity to shine. Ashley Young will be better at right. I actually think Ashley Young is a better right back than he is a left back because he can put that natural cross in it. It's very important that the fullbacks get forward today. Lukaku, you know, one of the best number 9s in the world. Martial and Shaw, can they work together? And Mata, you know, I think consistency is the key, says Callum Griffiths. And I think it's not just about consistency of performance, it's consistency of selection. And that's why I think it's really important that Luke Shaw and Lindelof and Bailey are playing today in the same midfield three. That consistency can only benefit us. Should we do business in the January market, says Reg Shane 1193. The January transfer market for me is a very long way away. You know, you've got Christmas before that, and that feels a long way away. We've got so many points to play for. It's irrelevant whether we're going to do business in January, really, because it is irrelevant because we could be in 7th place in January, or we could be in 1st place. So we've got to go with what we've got. We've got to be what we've got to be at the moment, and I think we've got a really good opportunity today to get 3 points and keep positivity going. I already know Spurs next week is going to be an absolute nightmare of a game to have to play in the first 3 games. And Spurs are looking very consistent again. What a battle that's going to be. But that's why today against Brighton, we need to build some positivity and build some momentum. And I think if we do that, then we're going to be all right. Jay, my score prediction was 3-1 Manchester United. I'm going to stick with that. I always think it's very optimistic to say Manchester United will score 3 goals. But I do think that we've got a very good chance of scoring 3 goals today. And I fully expect us to put in a good performance. So I hope that I'm right, and I hope that we do get it. Please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're going to try and get to 259,000 subscribers today. I think we're on 250. We're about 150 short of it, I think, or maybe a little bit more than that. So please do subscribe if you are new. Mata is pure class, says Sahil, but the only thing he doesn't have is pace, and that's exactly what we need. But there is a lot of pace in that midfield, Sahil, and there is pace with Martial and Lukaku, so maybe we can afford to balance with Mata today, especially as Brighton might play quite deep. So I think playing Mata might be quite a clever move, because you've got that opportunity to, maybe you can unlock them a little bit. I can't believe Keith Singer is saying, what is the team? There's something to my right, which has got the team, which is De Gea, Young, Bay, Lindelof, Shaw, Pereira, Fred, Pogba, Mata, Lukaku, Martial. Lewis is asking as well. Are people blind to the fact that there's a team sheet right next to me with the team on it? It's 8 PM in Nepal, says Royal Fox. Let's do that now then. Get in the live comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Always very interested to know where people are watching from. A little bit of nosiness. We don't oblige. Okay. Pranit's in Melbourne. And Mark, what's your score prediction? 3-1. Pogba needs to make a statement today, says Declan 1. Well, he is the captain. We should smash Brighton 4 or 5. Well, look, I'm not. If we could do that, fantastic. But it's not something that I'm definitely, demanding. I just want 3 points today, really, and a good performance. You think about how United played last season. It's very important that we start to see these, it can't just be glimpses. We've got to see some consistency from United in the way we're going to play. And certainly there's no excuses. If the team played very pragmatic and gifted possession to Brighton today, you'd know that's coming from Mourinho. Those players that we've put out on the pitch today are players that are good enough to win us the game and play good football. Martin's in Brighton. Nabolis is in Houston. Doncaster, Joe H. We've got Northampton. I'm just getting rid of Jack Riley. You're boring me with your comments. Brisbane for T. Shons. And is this my dream lineup? No, I wouldn't say it's my dream lineup. It's a lineup I like. I probably would put Valencia at right back over Young, but I think Young can do a good job there. But apart from the midfield and the back four and the goalkeeper are what I would like. I'd say there's 2 positions I would change, and that's probably Young for Valencia and Mata for Lingard or Sanchez. And then that's my dream United lineup. The midfield is the lineup I want to see, definitely. Jose Mourinho walking into Brighton, looking very happy and smiling, which is good to see. We've got Australia, South Korea, Jamaica for Marion Francis. Stephen Tate says it's a dream lineup. Peterborough, Bangkok, Albania. Somebody just said easy 3 points. Pakistan for Ahmed. And we've got India for Vishnu. And we've got Swansea for Bang Ding Ao at Northern Ireland. Melbourne, James says. Ireland for Nathan McClendon. And Birmingham says Anis. And I've just realised something. We are 25 minutes away from kickoff. It's flying by, which is great to see. And hopefully that's an indication of what's to come in this game. Very, very excited by the lineup with Manchester United today. And a very nice situation to be in where we're not really moaning about something major. I mean, it's very, very unlike Jose Mourinho to pick a team that we're all very, very, very happy with. And I think that we should be, I firmly believe that now is the time to be feeling positive about it. Matthew McFadden says, I can see Martial getting a goal here. The praise from Jose suggests a change in mentality from both the player and the manager, which is good to hear. Good to hear. And thanks for the contribution, Matthew. Remember, if you want to leave a contribution, you can do that through the $sign, but make sure you leave us a comment to read out. I've just seen somebody say, how can we stop City? And I think it's an irrelevance, to be honest with you. I don't think we need to worry about stopping Man City at the moment. I don't. I think Man City is something we don't need to worry about stopping at the moment. We need to worry about Manchester United and what Manchester United are doing. And that's all we can do. So I'm not really worried about Man City because so many United fans were negative at the start of the season about what we were going to do this season. And now you've got problems saying, well, you know, how do we stop Man City? Well, I'm not worried about how we stop Man City. What I am worried about is how Manchester United win games of football. That's what I'm worried about. Sheikh is in New Jersey, and we've got someone from Norway there as well. 3 points, please, says Red Nation. Ben Folan says, I like Fred. Do you? I do. I really do like Fred. I do like Fred. I don't really understand why Fred got so much, well, some negativity, even from some United fans after the game last week. I think Fred in time is going to be a fantastic player for Manchester United, and I'm very, very encouraged by him. And I think we will see, week in, week out, we'll see a better Fred. So yeah, I'm encouraged by what I've seen from Fred. And I hope to see a better performance from him today as he becomes more and more adaptable to the Premier League. And the same goes for someone like Andreas Pereira. I think he's very important for United as well. So yeah, lots of things to be looking and keeping an eye on. And this is what supporting Manchester United should be all about, really. Anyway, we should have more than a couple of excitements. We've got Luke Shaw to watch today. We've got the centre backs, Bay and Lindelof. Can they develop further today? You've got Pereira in the midfield with Fred. Can they develop today? You've got Martial. You've got Young playing at right back if he does a good job at right back. So loads and loads to be positive about from Manchester United point of view. Very encouraged by it. Okay, what's going on? I think everyone's still here, which is good. Here we go. Hello?
Oh yeah, mate, you're right. Afternoon.
Afternoon, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Afternoon to everyone in the comments.
Mad Marcus is in the house. We're getting close. It's close to kick off when Mad Marcus joins me. Remember, subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. What are your thoughts on the team, pal?
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I think it's a fantastic attacking lineup. He could have gone the negative route and started Fellaini in there. He could have kept with Darmian, but no, he's gone an absolutely fantastic attacking lineup. The midfield is still the same, which is good, and the natural crosses from the left and right hand side. I think it's a really positive move by Mourinho.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Luke Shaw and Ashley Young, natural crosses, like you say. And Martial starts. I mean, it's because Sanchez is injured, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, Martial, obviously he let it out that he'd been fined. He's the only player that's been fined since Mourinho's been there. So, again, he could have gone with Rashford. He could have gone with Lingard. But no, Martial's in there, and I think it's, in terms of Martial, Luke Shaw, I think it's a good vote of confidence by the manager. Martial must be doing something in training for him to come in and give him a chance. He didn't get many chances last season, and Luke Shaw as well. Didn't do too bad over the pre-season, but first game he was okay. Second game he's got the nod again. So yeah, long may it continue.
I'm just listening to Jose now. I mean, yeah, normally he would play Rashford, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he would play Rashford out on the left-hand side. You usually find Mata or Lingard out there, but I think, as much as you don't want to wish injury on anyone, I think Alexis being dropped is the right call. He didn't play very well in the first game. So yeah, Martial coming in, a bit more pace down that left-hand side, a bit more trickery. So yeah, I mean, it's a good job for Martial. He's doing he must be doing something right in training, like I said. So good vote of confidence by Jose.
Yeah. I'm just listening to what Jose's saying.
Yeah, Eric Bailly and Lindelof as well as centre-back. We want to see a consistent partnership at the back as well. I mean, it would help De Gea out if he knew who was in front of him week in, week out. So, yeah, hopefully that continues as well.
I mean, just listening to Jose there, quite interesting. I've got a few super chats to read and then I'll let people know about that. Mustafa Hamada says, really hope this new positivity from Jose continues. If he gets the fans behind him, he'll be happier and maybe move to an apartment. Ashen says, hey Mark, what do you think about Martial and Lukaku starting up front together in future? And also I think Chong should get minutes off the bench. And Josie Tutu, two things I love in football, and they are Manchester United and the Mark Woodbridge show. My prediction for this game is 4-1 for Manchester United, Lukaku hat-trick. Thanks for those contributions. What I was going to say there, Marcus, I don't know whether you were listening to what Jose said. He basically said that Martial, in some ways, is very fortuitous to be starting, actually, because Sanchez would have played, but he's injured. And he could have played Marcus Rashford on the left, but Lukaku won't be able to play the full 90 minutes, so he'll need Rashford to come on up front. So that's why he's played Martial. So Martial probably quite fortuitous to start, but doesn't mean, he is starting and he's got to grab that opportunity.
Yeah, he's got to. I mean, he's really got to knuckle down now, I think, in terms of his play and his attitude towards the game. It's really strange that a lad with that much talent is not getting anywhere near the team at all. Maybe a lot of people would say that buying Alexis in January was the wrong move. It stunted Martial's growth in the team. And yeah, they're probably right. But you want competition for places at a club like Manchester United. You don't want to be handed your starting position on a plate. You've got to fight for it. And there's got to be competition in the team. So, he's got the nod today. Fortuitous, like he said, but hopefully he goes out and he shows the Premier League and Jose Mourinho what he can do.
Definitely. So what's your score prediction? And everyone in the live comments, let us know yours as well.
I am going to go for 3-0. 3-0. I think, no disrespect to Brighton, but, they're not Barcelona, are they? And I think with this team that Mourinho has picked, it's a good attacking team. We got the natural crosses, which I think can only help the team as well. Lukaku back up front as the main number 9, which will be good. He can hold the ball up a hell of a lot better than Rashford. And it's the same midfield 3 that I thought did very well against Leicester.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of positivity. Obviously, look, you know what? I do think that there is a sort of... I think the fans are sort of taking a leap of faith at the moment as well, and that's because of the positive vibes that are coming out of the club. We mustn't forget that a lot of this hope is based on hope, because when you look at what Jose Mourinho has done at Manchester United, he has been quite a negative manager. He has selected players that maybe some United fans wouldn't, but today there are no excuses, and hopefully we will see a more expressive Manchester United, because man for man, we should beat Brighton today. And then, I mean, a lot of people talking about Man City and 6-1 and they're going to win the league. I thought, Huddersfield were very, very poor. But to be honest, I don't really care. Unless we're playing Man City, I don't really care about Man City. It's about what we do. And there's 38 games and you play Man City twice. We'll deal with Man City when we play them. The reality is, if we win all our other games, then we will be in a title race with Man City. If we drop points today, then Man City beating Huddersfield is irrelevant because we can't even beat Brighton. So, Tiny Mario 75 says he's watching from a beach in Lanzarote. I wish I was, mate. Sounds lovely. And what's our bench like, says Mikey O. So you've got Herrera, Smalling, Grant, Fellaini, McTominay, Lingard and Rashford. So not too bad. Not too bad. Ndonzi says that the right-hand side is still a little bit weak. I mean, that is probably fair cop, really, Marcus. The right-hand side is still a bit of a problem for United, even when we get Valencia back. Who do you... Mata playing in that position today? Is that the person to play in that role for you, or would you like to see somebody else playing in that right midfield role?
No, I think, if Alexis is fully fit, I would like to see Alexis out on the right and Martial on the left. But today, obviously, Alexis is injured. Mata's come in. I don't necessarily agree that the right-hand side is that weak. I mean, Ashley Young offers a little bit more going forward than Valencia, in my opinion. Ashley Young's crosses are better. Valencia can't really cross at all. And Valencia tends to hold the ball up and then pass it backwards, where hopefully Ashley Young will get down that right-hand side and whip that ball in pretty quick. But Mata, he's not a right winger. Would have, like I say, out of the two between Mata and Lingard, I think Lingard would have been the best option. But obviously Mata's fitter because of the World Cup. So Mata gets the nod.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think fitness is the big thing at the moment with a lot of United players. We've got a problem with fitness that Jose is man. To be honest with you, very ignorant to what other clubs are doing. I don't know whether other clubs are feeding their players back in or not. I think Spurs with Kane, I don't think they've bothered with that. I think he's been playing the games, but Jose certainly been very wary about fitness of the players and saying that maybe Lukaku won't be able to play 90 minutes. But the fixtures have felt quite good for us because we played Friday and then we're playing Sunday, so that's a 9-day break. Then we're playing Spurs on a Monday, so that's an 8-day break. And then we're not playing again until the Sunday, so it's a 6th game. So we've got, and then it's an international break. So it's certainly not, last knockings, absolutely exhausting schedule at the moment. There's no midweek game. So I think Jose is probably just looking to manage it and see how it goes. I'd like to see us be aggressive again, says John Carlos. Passion, confidence, consistency, create more chances. That's what I want to see today. But yeah, Marcus, what are you looking for from United today? Is there anything that, we can all want the dream list, but, without being greedy, what do you want to see from United today other than the obvious 3 points?
I think with this team, we should be going out there and absolutely dominating the game. The team is very attacking. It's got talent from the back to the front. And let's not forget, we've got a World Cup winner. Yeah, we got a World Cup winner in there as well, who's the captain. So another assertive performance from Pogba should be the absolute necessity, I think. He's got to prove a point to Jose. He can handle being the captain. There's a lot of talk about the team being built around him this season and for the foreseeable future. So it's definitely got to be an assertive, dominant performance for me.
I've just seen Draughty Devil in the live comments. I mentioned him a couple of times, but because he's in the live comments, I want him to be able to hear it. I just want to say that the new Watchalong studio that we've got is absolutely amazing. Draughty's designed it. I did send him a yellow post-it note with formation here. No, I didn't. He's done a fantastic job. So make sure you drop a like on the video, drop him a shout out in the live comments, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, because I think this is hands down the best fan channel when it comes to the content, the visual experience, and the community that we have. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you are new. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell your neighbours, get involved, and keep spreading the word. You're going to absolutely love it. We will be live straight after the game with a match reaction. We've got a call in as well. We've got fan cams live at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night is Skype night. It's Monday tomorrow night, isn't it? So Skype night where you call in and have your say. Loads and loads of opportunities. I think after the Leicester game, we had 12 people call in on the call-in show, and then we had 10 fan cams. That's 22 United fans getting their voice in front of thousands of people, which is absolutely fantastic. But we're getting close to kickoff. Rubs his hands together. So yeah, please do drop a like on the video. We like to get 1,000 likes before kickoff, which is looking highly likely anyway. And please subscribe. And also, if you have subscribed, please click the share button. It's just under the video. You can share it on Twitter, on Facebook with 1 or 2 clicks, and it will pull new people in, which is great. But yeah, I mean, so much to be excited about. Marcus talking about there what he wants from the game today. Let us know in the live comments, because I'd like to read some things out, what you're all looking forward to. But you know what? You got, like Marcus says, Paul Pogba, World Cup winner. Can he step up to the plate after a week of negative press? Fred and Pereira, I keep them together, the bromance. Can they keep developing on the pitch like they are off the pitch? Lindelof and Bailly, can they turn into our centre-back pairing, which I think is so important? Ashley Young at right back, can that work? Shaw at left back, will that work? Lukaku back, can he start smacking in the goals like last season? And Martial on the left. There's so much to keep your eye on this game. You won't be able to take it off it. And more importantly, I think it's a statement as well, Marcus, that Brighton away, we lost there last season. You've got to, you know, it's important to look back at last season for a lot of mistakes that we made, but more importantly, it's important to look at the results that we dropped last season, and this was 3 points that we dropped. So get them early doors, and it gives you that little positivity as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, obviously it's only the second game of the season, but the season has started off on the right foot. The positivity from Mourinho on the first game, the love that he's showing for Luke Shaw, for Martial. I actually thought he was going to play Marouane this afternoon. I mean,
I did as well.
Yeah, he's been talking him up quite a bit during the week. So yeah, he could have gone the negative route. Let's not forget that he could have gone with Fellaini and McTominay, kept Darmian. He could have, you know, continued with Rashford up top, but he's decided now. Okay, hopefully enough is enough. It's time to play the good football that us Manchester United fans know and love. And, you know, we go out there, we get 3 points, we assert. I mean, we should be going onto that pitch and, you know, asserting our dominance straight away. Just the aura of the players walking out onto the pitch. You know, Brighton should be thinking, oh, you know, oh God, we're going to be in for a game today. But we've not been doing that since Mourinho's been in charge. And I think now, this season, our backs are against the wall. He didn't get back during the summer. So let's go out there. We've got what we've got. Let's go out guns blazing, and hopefully it all comes good in the end.
I'll tell you what I'm really excited about as well is that, you know, you can almost feel the Arsenal fans, the City fans, the Liverpool fans. They're, you know, they can't wait for us to slip up, and they're expecting it, and a lot of people have expected it. But I'm really, you know, I don't expect it today. Hussy Pussy says, if we lose this lineup, who do you blame, the players or the manager? I'll come back to that. Kevin Ashford, if it's the real Kev, says Fellaini on the bench, that means we're going to win. That's a good point, Marcus, isn't it? If we lose today or drop points today, because I think a draw would be like a loss, really, when you look at that team that we've put out. If we were to do that today, what would where would you put the blame for that? I suppose it depends on you know, tactics and stuff, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we come out there with that team, if we go out there and we're parking the bus just because we're away from home, and, you know, you look at the statistics at the end of the game, if we've got like 1 shot or 2 shots, you would have to put the blame there, like in terms of the tactics that Mourinho's employed. But, you know, I just think this team, it's not a park the bus team. It's not a team that's going to be 1 or 2 shots and hopefully one of them goes in and, you know, we nick a 1-0. It shouldn't be like that at all. This team should be going out there thinking, okay, it's Brighton, 2 or 3-0. Job done. Let's try and kill the game in the first half. But we know how Mourinho plays. It's not going to be like that. He tends, Mourinho, to just try and be negative. It's almost as if sometimes he just doesn't believe in the team that he puts out. Where us as fans are thinking, yeah, look at that midfield. You know, look at the back line. Look at the front three. It's a great team on paper. It's a fantastic team. So let them go out, do the job, let them play freely, and they might surprise him.
Drawty, I wasn't pulling my pants down. I was just getting them nice and comfy for the game that's coming up. They're a little bit tight, and I need to breathe. Let the snake breathe, as they say. I reckon this will be a scrappy win, says George Kyle. You know what? I think we're going to win, but I do think George puts us up a very valid red flag there that we do have this. A lot of optimism at the moment, and we're breathing that optimism and hope. But I think a cynic would say, well, everything points to the fact that you will drop points and you will play crap football because that's what you've done for 2 years. But, you know, I sort of disagree with that because I just think that some of the selections, like you said there, Marcus, that he's making, I think any normal last season he would have played Darmian at right back, dropped Shaw, put Young at left back, brought Jones in with Bay and dropped Lindelof, not played Pereira and played Fellaini, not played Martial and put maybe Lingard on the left. The fact that he's not doing those things are very un-Jose-like from last season, but he's very positive from our point of view. So,
yeah.
I think that the players have got a responsibility today to go out and perform. And what I think we will find out is, I genuinely do think that there is a problem between Pogba and Mourinho. I don't think it's as bad as the press are making out, but I think only a fool would think that there isn't a problem. And it's now going to be about, do the players back Mourinho enough to go out and fight for that shirt? They all should do, But, you know, Martial's had a big problem with Mourinho this summer as well. You know, his agent said he wanted to leave. He got fined. Will he go out and put a performance on today? Has there been changes around the squad? And as we see the players coming out here, let's also not forget that Brighton, it's their first home game. They lost their first home game. They lost their first game of the season last week to Watford. It's their first home game of the season. They'll need, you know, they'll be up for it. It's Manchester United. But what I would say, Marcus, and everybody at home, is that, you know, people will come out with the cliche, it's the Premier League, anything can happen. I don't agree with that anymore. I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago that's right, but you don't see Huddersfield getting close to beating Man City, do you? You know, you wouldn't see Brighton getting close to beating Liverpool. The Liverpool, City, Spurs, they're consistently going out and beating these sort of teams. So I don't want to be there at full time. Well, anything can happen. It was just one of those days. We can't afford any of those days this season. These are the sort of games you just got to go and win it.
Exactly. Yeah, we've got to go out there. We've got to do the job. I mean, you know, people say at the end of the day, it's the 3 points that matter. But I think when you're playing the teams of Brighton, Huddersfield, you know, you've got to expect some level of performance here, some level of assertiveness. I mean, we got, you know, the best goalie in the world. We got a World Cup winner in midfield. I mean, I know you said that Lukaku's one of the best number 9s. So, you know, Pereira's got his chance. Fred, you know, an attacking player. It's just, we cannot be satisfied with just scraping the points anymore. This team has got to be assertive in what it does. Mourinho's putting a lot of trust, a lot of faith in Luke Shaw now, and Martial. Pereira has got his chance. So I think the players owe it to themselves to show Mourinho, you know, give a little bit of trust and faith back to him and say, well, look, boss, this is why you've picked me. This is what I can do. I'm ready to fight for the team, and I'm ready to, you know, to fight for the cause.
Just a shout out as well from Craig Warburton. He's very right. He says, please mention that Manchester United women have just beaten Liverpool women 1-0. So well done to them. You know, first season for the women, and certainly wish them all the best. Marion Francis says, I'm sick of all the crap football. Well, hopefully we'll start to see. I think that is very important from today, that we do see that. I mean, what I don't want to see, just very quickly, because we're getting very, very close to kick-off, what I don't want to see in the last 20 minutes is if we're 1-0 up or it's a bit tight. I don't want to see us park the bus and bring Fellaini and McTominay on for height. I don't want to see that. I want to see us, you know, go and kill teams off. Talking about killing things off, we're very close to 259,000 subscribers. We're about 85 short. So please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, the United Stand, Manchester United's biggest independent fan channel, and we are live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams, loads and loads of stuff for you to get involved in. We had Brandon from the hit Netflix series Power on Wednesday with he's a Man United fan, his prediction lineup. I think he got 9 out of 11. I got 9 out of 11. I think he got everything right up until the front three, where he said it would be Lukaku, Sanchez and Lingard. So he got 2 wrong. I got everything right, apart from I thought he would play Fellaini instead of Pereira. But I did say he'd play Martial, but I said Sanchez as well. So I got 2 wrong as well. So it was a draw. 9 out of 11. It's not too bad as a predicted lineup, but you never can tell with Jose. And I would imagine a lot of people got a lot wrong, because this is a very unlike Jose thing to do. But the consistency I'm loving at. So 2 minutes to go. 3-1 for me. What did you say, Marcus?
3-0 for me, mate.
3-1, 3-0. So we're both being probably a little bit greedy and optimistic, but that's what I think you need to be looking at this season. And also, I think there's a lot to be said with, I was saying this yesterday actually, Marcus, that the teams like West Ham went to Anfield last week, and they had a go and they got beat 4-0. Huddersfield have just been to the Etihad, they had a go and they got smashed 6-1. I think in 3 or 4 months' time, when Huddersfield and West Ham are in the bottom half, they wouldn't go gung-ho. They'd be like more tight. But because it's the start of season, teams are almost a little bit more, oh, let's have a go. And I think Brighton might be a bit like that. I think if we were playing Brighton maybe March time, when they're in a relegation battle, they'd play very differently to how they're going to play today. So I think they'll be full of energy, but I think they'll try and put a performance on, and that might leave a few gaps for us to exploit.
It might do, yeah. I mean, you know, you mentioned at the start of the show, Brighton, they lost their first game, so they're at home now. They're going to want to put on a show for the fans. We know that whenever United roll into town, no matter who it is, they up their game, the opposition. So I do think that it's going to be a bit of a scrap, but a 3-0 win, I think, has got to be the minimum. I mean, this team, Manchester United, we should be going to these places, the Huddersfields, the Brightons, West Hams, and absolutely just decimating them, playing them off the park straight away. We should be asserting our dominance. And this team here that Jose has put out is a very, very attacking team. So there's no reason to think of it's going to be, a 1-0 win, scrape the barrel. We should be absolutely pushing them back right from the first whistle. But it's all going to come down to fitness, whether they can do that for the whole 90 minutes.
Well, I tell you what, whatever happens today, I can only speak from the heart and say that I am absolutely really pumped up for this game. And it's about to kick off. I'm really excited about United. And I think the reason I am excited is because the game has just kicked off. That's exciting. But it's also, the transfer window was a disaster in some ways. But in some ways, it's sort of... And Jose's given us this. It's given us this positivity. But we are what we are. We've got what we've got. And it's like, there is a bit of that siege mentality that, we have got really good players as well. And maybe if Jose... I mean, look, Jose Mourinho apparently wanted Willian, Boateng. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted them anyway. So if that means that we get more games for Martial and we get more games for Lindelof, then actually I'd rather we didn't sign those players. So, but there is a bit of a camaraderie about it. But we've just got to see the players perform, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you talk about Boateng there. Why should we get Boateng? I mean, Maguire was touted as coming. Alderweireld was touted as coming. So why Boateng would be first choice as his pick of the centre backs, I don't know. There's not much. It's almost as if it's a stopgap. He's not looking for the future. He's just looking for something that will have an immediate impact in his last season.
What's good to see here is that the staggered nature of the midfield three. Pereira obviously sitting, then you've got Fred slightly ahead of him, and you've got Pogba on that left-hand side slightly ahead of him. And also, what we haven't mentioned so far, which is very important, we don't need to worry today, because of injury, we don't need to worry today of Sanchez wandering into the Pogba area. I think Pogba is going to have a licence to really get forward today, because Martial was very good at just hugging the touchline. Here's United with the first little bit of possession, and Pereira... nice and confident on the ball.
Lovely, yeah. And, fantastic.
Find Lukaku, but we want to see United playing some good football, and I think with that midfield three, we should do. First chance for Pogba to get it to Martial. Straight away, look, 3 players around him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about Martial. People want to say, "Oh, he's not that good." Why is Martial like the proverbial flies with shit? Everyone flocks to him because he's dangerous.
He is dangerous, yeah. I mean, on his day, he's probably the most... Lukaku nearly in there. But, Martial, on his day, he's absolutely scintillating, I think. But we're just not seeing enough of him. And I think that's probably because Jose Mourinho just doesn't fully trust him when he puts him in there. Whether it's because of his lack of defensive duties, lack of... It could be anything, his first touch. I don't know, but... something has got to give in that situation, in that relationship. He's got to play Martial more.
Stephen Owens has got a picture of a bus and he says, "Ding dong, all aboard." So he's trying to say that we're parking the bus. To be honest with you, Pogba is very, very close to Lukaku. What I've been encouraged with the first 3 minutes is we actually are pressing the ball, which is something we don't normally do. So we're not getting the ball, but we are trying to press the ball, which is good to see. It's Brighton on the attack at the moment, but they're the home team. It's their first game of the season in the Premier League this season, and good header away from Young there. Yeah. They are going to give it some. We're not going to all go our way.
I mean, this is the thing as well. I mean, Fred, you're talking about Pogba playing really high. Fred's up there as well, always looking to go forward. Pereira's sitting in behind Fred and Pogba. I mean, Pereira, he brings a calmness to that midfield.
Daniel Griffith says United stand to have a weekly show for the United ladies. Yeah, we are planning on doing that. Sophie's meant to be doing it, but Sophie's obviously been ill. So as soon as she gets back to it, that is a good idea in it, and it has been planned. So good points there. Keep Martial next match and Sanchez replace Mata, says Mohammed. Well, he's got to have a good game first. And at least we are pressing, says Gazel Cesar. We definitely are pressing, which is impressive.
Yeah. Playing Fred here. Good turn. Out to Pogba on the left.
He's got to look to Martial.
Yeah, he's got to look out that left side.
Cross coming in. Too much on it.
But the right idea, though. The right idea. Martial, normally under Mourinho last season, Martial will be looking to go back. But no, he took it on his right foot, put the ball in just a bit too high for Lukaku. Cam Raphael says awful start from United.
Oh, no.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No, I think, we are the away team. It's the first 5 minutes. The crowd's up for it. I think it's not been a bad start by United. I think people get lost in the myth. And also, I think they look at teams like Man City and think that's the norm. Man City are a very, very good team. But I'll tell you what, under Sir Alex Ferguson, we very rarely went away from home and smashed teams. We beat most teams, but you've got to work for it, and you'd work your way into a game and normally score around the 20-minute mark and knock their confidence a bit, and then get another goal, kill it off. So
great ball there by Pogba on the outside of the foot to Ashley Young down the right hand side. But again, Pereira, he's coming into that back line, looking to pick it up, looking to switch the play.
Luca, there's your shout out. Or Marcus says he's still waiting for a shout out. I don't know whether he's got more of an
sorry, Luke.
one.
I was watching the game. Sorry.
Isn't there someone we need to shout out about?
Oh yes. Congratulations to Chris and Adriana on the birth of their first child, which was a baby boy. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, congratulations, Chris. Always happy to shout out people from the United Stand community when they're getting good news. We've got some good news now. Pogba gets it out wide to Martial quick. He's on a 1v1 here. Into the box. Oh, great play by Martial.
Yeah.
Gets the shot away, goes for a corner, but that's exciting. And Prince Fresh says it's great play as well. But that's what you need. Pogba gets it wide to Martial. They can't get two back. Skips past, gets the shot away. And good defending by Huddersfield, but an early chance for United. Loving it. And that's got the live comments pumped up as well. So, who's on corners? Does that matter? No. It's Pereira, isn't it? Yeah.
Pereira, yeah. Pereira. So, in it comes.
Cleared it.
So, no, that was just a little bit higher. That was dangerous. United had two men there on the front post.
Brighton on the break. But we've got lots back. Good tracking back the United here as a team. Brighton could have had a break there, but everybody getting back quick. And good defence there by Lindelof. Yeah,
Eric Bailly was out of position there from the corner and Fred was filling in.
Oh, playing good football, says Jordan. I think it's very early in the game at the moment, but it's quite frenetic, as you'd expect. Brighton, home crowd, pumped up. First Premier League game of the season at Brighton, playing against United. And, good fast start, good Premier League game. But I'm not worried about United at the moment. We just got a good chance for Brighton here. Good defending by Bay, unorthodox, but it doesn't matter. Brighton picking up a lot of second balls, though, Marcus, at the moment.
Yes, they are. I mean, that's the danger here. I mean, I think Brighton have got the edge on us in terms of height, especially with their centre forwards. Yeah. Good catch that. Very dominant from De Gea, as always.
I think Aaron Chen's right in the live comments. He says good defending from United, though. Brighton are having a go, but we're, they've put a few decent crosses in already, and we've dealt with them. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, the defence looks very well organised, and that will only get better throughout the course of the season, providing Jose plays the same back four. The centre backs, Bay, Lindelof, doing very well at the minute. I mean, it's only the first 8 minutes, but positionally, they're sound. Bay's winning a lot of the balls into the box as well. So, all good.
Ben Gale says, some people have been a bit critical on here. It's only 5 minutes gone, chill out. And Harry Dunlop says, Martial needs to take his chance today. I love KFC. There you go. But no, I've got to be honest with you. This is probably the most optimistic I've felt about a Jose Mourinho team in a long, long time. It's got so many components to it that I agree with. We just now need to see if it can deliver. They're throwing a few crosses in the box, but De Gea's very quick off his line. And Andrew Meachin, we could probably do with holding on to the ball a little bit better. You talk about pressing, and Brighton are certainly looking to do that. But
Pereira again, very well under pressure there. He picked it up just outside the area. 2 players swarmed on him straight away.
This is good from United. About 10 passes. We've not got far, but we are looking to keep the ball from our own half. And there's a good pass for Fred there to Martial, which he sort of ignored. Then he's gone to Pogba, whose first touch is bad, and we lose the ball. But that was quite good. We worked it well. And there we go. Pogba's fit. Put him in!
Yeah, there we go.
Go on,
there, look. Wrong.
Oh, come on.
Unlucky.
He's got to score that.
Yeah, he should be burying that. First chance for United.
Really should have been 1-0. A bit of a mistake by Brighton. Pogba puts Lukaku in. I don't know whether he should be looking at Mata. I mean, Mata's left-footed, so no, not really. He's got to go on his own, and should be 1-0, but just dragged it wide.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm out of Lukaku's quality there. He should be putting that in the bottom right-hand corner, but only thing you could say is maybe he's not fully match fit yet. We know from Jose he's not going to play the full 90 minutes, so we'll let him off that one, I think.
Should be 1-0, Nathan Marsh, you're right. I mean, that's maybe something to come back. RG Bizzle throughout the season. We'll keep an eye on that comment. He says Lukaku is not clinical enough, and that was discussed quite a lot last season. The big chances, if he only gets 1 chance in a game, Lukaku, tends to need 3 or 4 chances to score 2 goals. But I think United need to create more chances, so let's see what happens with Lukaku over the season. But I think Lukaku will get 30 goals again. Looks like Brighton might be losing another centre-back here. Bruno, who's their captain last week, went off with a hamstring injury. And now Dunk, who I think he was the player who slipped and nearly gave the goal away. He's injured himself because of that slip, really. And
he's overstretched for the ball.
Yeah, nothing too sinister in it, but should have been 1-0 to United. Pogba's playing well, says Jason Fernandez. Pogba's playing well because he's got that freedom to get forward. He's playing the further forward out of our midfield 3.
Yeah, definitely. But just, Chris Houghton or however you say it, he's not done too bad as the Brighton manager, to be fair to him. I
think he did very well to keep him up last season.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what people think. I don't know whether people have had time to think about it, but I think that already I predict that Brighton will go down this year. Not because they're not a good team, but I just think that they will go down. But I probably thought that last year. So he has done very well to keep them up.
Definitely. I mean, going back to Lukaku chance there as well. I mean, it's on his favoured left foot. He should at least be making the keeper do some work there. At least.
There's just an injury here at the moment, so that's why we've got a little bit of break in the play. But 10 minutes gone, not a bad start. Should be 1-0 up United. Best chance of the game was Lukaku's. And let's not forget, Martial had that shot as well, which, to be honest, if he'd scored it would have been a great goal, but it was a good run. So United, possession-wise, probably not that great. But Swap Neil says, boring Man United. I think he's just trying to troll, really, because that's just a silly comment to say that, and what's been quite an intriguing start to the game, and United looking a threat on the break, which is good to see. We're actually moving the ball quick in that final third, and
Luke Shaw on the left here. Look, there's not much movement in front of him there. Pogba's had to come to the halfway line to pick it up, but
Brighton have got everybody back, haven't they, at the moment? So
yeah.
We've always struggled with this side-to-side football when teams get them well set.
Martial was took late there, surely.
Well done, ref.
Pogba's got it, yeah. Yeah, right idea though. Spread the play out to Martial. You know he's going to draw in a foul. Pogba, ball over the top. Unlucky. So Mata's gone up literally to pay alongside Lukaku.
That's fantastic defending there from Bay. Long ball, just cushions it down back to De Gea. It's so important that Eric Bay stays fit this season, because we can't have... We've had it for probably 4 or 5 years now, with the centre-backs not staying fit and having to change it week in, week out. So important to have a centre-back pairing that plays most of the season, and really got high hopes for Bay and Lindelof. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, they're the best 2 centre-backs that we've got. I think everyone would agree they'd rather see Bay and Lindelof than Smalling or Jones. Even Rojo getting there now. They Jose's got to continue with that back two. I think the only change to
make in
make
the final third. See if we can create something with it. Young, well done.
Yeah, he's got round him. Corner, no, unlucky.
Break for Brighton.
No. Yeah, United should have. I mean, there's a guy streaming. Luke Shaw had him. That's fine. So, what's going on here? They kicked it out for a sub, have they? Mourinho looks quite content at the minute.
I think it was just a bad pass.
Yeah. Almost as if it was put out of play on purpose, that one.
Being Ricky says Young needs to retire. Well, he doesn't, because otherwise we'd have Darmian playing. So he needs to stay playing for a little bit longer. Oh, Lukaku.
Yeah.
Easy pass there and gives it away.
I mean, Luke Shaw, a bit rash there going in.
Let's not forget Lukaku's not going to be very match fit though. And there's a few people sort of getting on him a little bit. And you said that, Marcus, with the finish. Maybe he's not sharp yet. He is.
Yeah.
He's only been back a couple of weeks, which is very, very little.
Yeah, I mean, he was a bit part in the Leicester game, when he towards the end. Didn't really do much in that one. Now he's got his shout.
Lukaku's not ready at the moment. It's clear to see.
Yeah, I think you could say that for a lot of the players. Even Martial, not quite there yet. Rashford again, another one. Lukaku, Ashley Young is his first game back. But you'd expect with the midfield three of Fred, Pogba, and Pereira, they should be near enough. Give it another game or two, and they should be near enough full fitness, full match fitness.
Remember to subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand community. Loads of shows. Normally have 2 a day for you. Live at 8 o'clock every night UK time. Fan cams after this game. Match reaction. Fan calling. Loads to discuss and get involved in. If you love United, subscribe and you won't regret it. It's a great community and we're always got the live comments up as well. But at the moment, Brighton not doing too bad. I would like to see United probably step it up a little bit. The quality does need to shine through a little bit more. I think we've had the 15 minutes to sort of ride the storm of the home team and feel our way into the game. I would like to see some of the quality come through a little bit more now. Certainly pinging the ball around okay, but we need to be doing that a little bit further up the pitch. But still early days and, glimpses again.
Yeah, I mean, United have done quite well. I mean, silencing the crowd is probably the first and foremost thing for them to do. Make sure Brighton don't get on top or anything like that. So United doing that well, keeping control of the ball. Pretty good move there between Martial and Pogba down the left-hand side. One step over too many from Martial, but Luke Shaw's still got it. And United throw. But yeah, so far so good.
Mark Bartley says, I just don't trust our defence or attack. We're so unreliable, inconsistent and boring. Maybe come back to that in a few minutes, see if Mark's right about that. Rory Alcorn says it's boring. There's a few too many backward passes at the moment, but as you said, Marcus, it's about silencing the crowd a little bit as well, isn't it? Possession can do that. Definitely. I mean, we know Brighton, like I said earlier, great play. And Young into Lukaku. Can he get a decent crossing? Corner. Good play there. Yeah. Mata really in a tight position. And Young, they did manage to feed it to Lukaku, and on his right foot, did get a cross in, and we win a corner. But good little interchange between Mata and Young, and it earns a corner. Yeah,
well, I mean, watching that back, Mark, I mean, as soon as Lukaku puts that ball in there, as soon as it's deflected, the only player that's within really a shout of getting on the end of it is Pogba.
They need to get this dunk off. He keeps bloody slowing the game down. He's gone down injured again. Get off.
Yeah. Time for them to make change. But yeah, United have got the corner when play resumes.
Sammy Barnes says Sanchez actually dropped, even though he's injured. Everyone's saying he's injured. Even Mourinho said he's injured. So silence the crowd by scoring some bloody goals, says George Kyle. Jack Swans like me says get this dude off the pitch. Yeah, Dunk needs to get off. He keeps slowing it down. If you're injured, get off, mate. It's not the Dunk show. It's Manchester United versus Brighton. Let's get it on.
Yeah, definitely. Leon says Martial's not looking sharp. Well, to be fair, he's had a fair bit of the ball, I think, in the first 19 minutes. He's had that run into the box where he went past two players, but he's having two or three surrounding him. As soon as he's picking the ball up, they're on him. At the moment, we are not that United that wants to win a game with 4 or 5 goals, says Hart. Dunk is drunk, said Red Baron. Maybe that's why he keeps falling over. Boring, says Jazz.
Subam says, we need to win today to keep the title hopes alive. We just need to win today. I think title, I'll have a think about the title in a few weeks' time if we keep winning. But at the moment, it's we just need to keep winning. These are, whether you're talking about titles or top 4, you've got to win at Brighton. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, no disrespect to Brighton, but they're not the strongest team in the Premier League. They're going to be fighting probably for relegation. Deep ball in towards Lindelof.
Martial, I thought he was going to pull the trigger there. Good defending.
Yeah.
And Brighton clear it, but we won a couple of headers in the box there.
But look, the furthest player back is Fred. Bit of a disappointment to see that, but
I think he's just covering so Lindelof and Bay can get in the box, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably down to a height thing, isn't it?
Corner. Ashley Young normally is the last man, but I suppose if he's taking the corner. Here is Fred. I don't think anyone, 20 minutes, I don't think anyone's had a bad start, Marcus. I think everyone's done okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've been doing the job. Pereira's looked decent again in the engine room, dictating the play in there. He's picking up, seeing a lot of the ball. I'd like to see a bit more of a switch of play like they did in the Leicester game. I mean, Fred and Pereira were picking the balls left and right, and going forward, we was pretty quick in the Leicester game. This one just seems to have gone the complete opposite at the minute.
James Tinker says, realistically, can Manchester United win the league when you look at the opponents? Well, Brighton are on the attack here. I think Luke Shaw needed to be a lot closer to his man. And he shoots wide. You're never going to beat David from there anyway.
Nah.
But I don't think we can win the title, no, because I think we're a long way off. But I think what we got to do is hope. We have got good players. We didn't play good football last year. So for us to win a title or even contend a title, we need to play good football and we need to take more steps forward than we are at the moment. But, I think that's why I keep saying we've got to take it a game at a time. And just grow into the league and see what happens. At the moment, I wouldn't say we're contenders for the title. No, not at all. But that can change.
It can change, yeah. I mean, throughout the season, when everyone is fit and ready, fully match fitness, and Fred's bedded in properly. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with Delo either, whether he's going to come in at right back or if he's going to play at left back. So there are hopes for the season as it progresses. I mean, you don't straight away say, oh yeah, United's got no chance of winning it this year after the first game.
No.
But free kick here at Brighton in their own half. Ah, dear. Mad Zach says Jose's boring. Rashford in says Supra for life.
Oh, Rashford was awful up front last week though.
Couldn't hold the ball up or anything, did he, last week?
A lot of people on about Lukaku literally just put a tweet out on the United stand there about that. I mean, he looks very rusty, but he has only been training for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget as well, I think Pogba was the last man to come back as well. When did he come back? Like last Monday, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's his second game in a row.
Wasn't it? So,
yeah.
Well done, Luke Shaw.
But Lindelof.
I think you're right, though. I do think that United need to try and switch the play a little bit quicker because Brighton are just too organised at the moment and we need to start pulling them about a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the defence, maybe Lindelof and Bay are coming a bit too deep to pick up the ball, which is bringing, I mean, Pereira's just picked the ball up there and Fred's deeper than Pereira. Go on, Lindelof, get across. Yeah. Lucky escape there for United, I think. Pereira losing the ball just outside the area. Pogba, I mean, apart from the couple of passes that he's had in the first 5-8 minutes, been really quiet. So again, he's got to get himself on the ball. Got to get that ball and dictate the play here. He's the captain.
1-0. Good goal from Brighton. 1-0. Yeah. Lovely goal. You can't knock it. They get it in down the... Surprise, surprise. It's down the right-hand side. And 1-0 Brighton. I'd have to watch that one back again. But it's just... To me, it looked like a good goal. They worked it well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ashley Young was... I think he had two men on the right-hand side. He didn't know whether to stick or twist with the man. Mata didn't do him any favours.
Goes through Bay's legs. Lindelof's got to do better.
Lindelof should be getting round him a lot tighter there. I mean, De Gea, absolutely no chance. It's just flicked over the top of him.
Yeah, it's a good goal from Brighton. I hate to say it, but Lindelof's lost his runner.
But I think it's all started there, Mark. I think from Mata, he let the second guy run. I mean, Ashley Young didn't know whether to come out to the right or stick with a man. Yeah, and Ashley Young decides to go to the right to try and stop the cross. And Mata's just let the guy run.
See, the thing is, in these sort of games, this is not... Obviously, it's an you know, you don't want to be going 1-0 down anyway, because that's just going to get the crowd up now. But on top of that, it's... the right-hand side is a weakness for Manchester United, and Mata and Young, well, Young ends up in a 2v1 situation. I don't think you can blame Young too much, to be fair, but Y ends up in a 2-1 situation. And then Lindelof's got to get across his man quicker there.
Yeah. I mean, what's Bay doing there?
John Chris says this is on the players. What, 25 minutes in and you're saying it's on the players? I mean, have we moved the ball quickly? No, we've kept the ball a lot, but we've not moved the ball quickly. It's been very pragmatic in possession. So I think it's too early to say one way or another, but Lukaku should have scored, but that was because of a mistake from Brighton's defender. We've not carved them open at all, and I wonder why we're not doing that. But still early days. Corner for Brighton here.
Yeah, I mean, United, they're on the back foot now. They've got to show some character.
Bloody Jesus. Should have been 2-0. It is 2-0.
It's 2-2.
Oh, for God's sake! What are we doing? What are we doing? It should have been 2-0 anyway. Now it is 2-0. They're having a laugh. Jose looks furious. What the bloody hell is going on? God. Brighton's rocking. United dropping. Doesn't even work.
This is schoolboy stuff. I mean, the corners come in here. No. Pogba, is that Pogba at the back?
2-0. Shocking defending.
Yeah. Yeah, Pogba's at the back post. The guy gets in front of him, gets the ball across. It ricochets out to the penalty spot, and it's in the back of the net. I mean, Pogba's got two guys out there at the back post. What is going on here? Schoolboy defending.
Just literally tweeted that out. Absolutely shocking defending from Manchester United. 1-0 down, deservedly 1-0 down. You give a soft corner away, someone go and attack the ball.
Oh, man. You know, and this is only probably going to prove Jose right that the bus and negative tactics are the way to go with this team.
Well, it won't prove Jose right, will it? Because United fans are never going to accept part of the bus tactics. What it proves what it proves right is that Jose Mourinho wouldn't be the manager for Manchester United if he thinks the only way he can get results at Manchester United is parking the bus. Because there are managers out there who are playing very, very good brands of football and destroying teams like Brighton. So, but you know, we've had half an hour and we've created nothing again.
No, absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I cannot believe that at all. I mean, the first
matter again with bad defending. Well, United, I suppose the one thing is that United are going to have to step it up a little bit now, but
they're going to have to come out and play now. I mean, whatever Mourinho said to them before the game has gone out the window. I mean,
Luke Shaw on the attack.
Yeah, beaten one.
Crap
Come on,
cross.
Pop, we'll get it. What is that? What is that? I mean, even Mourinho saying to him, shouting at him on the touchline. I mean, what the? He must be absolutely fuming. Absolutely fuming. I mean, there's a picture of Phil Jones.
I can't believe Sky
here.
Sports had panned to Phil Jones like he wouldn't make it 4-0. I mean, he's not the bloody answer, is he? Like Phil Jones with a concerned face going, I would have stopped that. No, you'd have bloody scored for him. I mean, you know.
This is a complete shambles. I mean, I think if United let another one in, it's game over. Because I don't think United will come from 3-0 down. As good as this team is on paper, as good as the individuals are, I mean, we've not even had a shot on target yet either. Again, 30 minutes into the game, we've created nothing apart from that mistake by the Brighton defence. Absolutely nothing.
Come on, United. Here's Luke Shaw. Feed Martial. Feed Martial, you stupid idiot. He's on the overlapping space. Feed bloody Martial. God. We're not creating chances to stop going for Hollywood passes. Play the bloody simple ball. We've got to get back in this game. Bloody Luke Shaw. Who plays defensive against Brighton? Jose out, says Rapper.
This is very slow from United. This is a complete contrast to the game against Leicester.
Yeah, we must have played so many backward passes in this game. Here's Mata again. It's backwards.
Yeah. Come on, Fred. Look forward like you did. There we go. Oh, unlucky.
See, this is great for Brighton now because they're just picking us off on the break.
I mean, Fred seems to be...
United can get back into this. Let's stay positive. But as I said all summer, we are one bad result. And, you know, if United lose this, Jose's screwed. It doesn't matter about his positivity. One bad result and he's going to be in trouble. I can't defend him from that. I know exactly what United fans are going to do. So he's got to turn this around.
I was saying on the stats there, United's had 3 attempts.
Well, Martial had a shot. But I can't think of anything else.
No, I mean,
Lukaku had a shot.
I mean, Brighton's had 4 attempts, 2 on target. And obviously that's the 2 that's gone in. But I mean, look, it's just gone so slow. It's so static again.
Well,
got 3 players there.
Backwards pass.
Yeah.
All the bloody time. We're 2-0 down.
3 players making the same run.
Come on.
Come on, Fred. Look forward. Go. Right. Mata. Go. Run at them. There's no one on the right.
Oh, for God's sake, Juan.
Jesus Christ.
Ferrero Rocher. Come on. I'll tell you what. With Fellaini clock soon, won't it?
Oh, yeah. I think if you're looking down this result,
we'll go long ball, won't we?
Yeah, in the second half, I think that'll be the change.
Oh, Ashley Young!
What?
You beat the man, and you beat him again. Corner. Mini Morner says, I've paid £8 to watch this crap. We are a fallen giant now to watch how far we will fall. We need fresh ideas brought into the club. Well, it's just these players don't want to keep playing backward passes. We are playing so many backward passes in this game. It is ridiculous. I
mean, I'm looking at the body language of Bailly there and Lindelof going up for it. It's almost as if, what's the point? What's the point of coming up for the corner? Nothing's going to happen. I mean, it's deep again towards Lindelof at the back.
Go on! Yeah! Lukaku! Yes! 2-1. Come on. One back. One back. One back. Yabba dabba doo. Well, we've got one back. It's a bit of a soft goal. Luke Shaw hammers it in and nobody's marking Lukaku and he's there to do what Lukaku does. But, just a floated corner. Luke Shaw bangs it back in. It bounces and poor defending. We talk about poor defending. It's poor defending from Brighton, so that sort of levels that up a little bit. But 2-1. brave by Luke Shaw because he actually caught one when he hit that. And Lukaku makes it 2-1 to United. Well, 2-1 to Brighton. But we needed that, Marcus. We needed that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was not good play up to the corner, but fair play to him. I think so far this half has been a comedy of schoolboy errors at the back. United's defending under pressure has been really, really bad. And Brighton there was 3 men around Lukaku, and not one of them was close enough to him to stop the goal. But, yep, we got one back in it. Hopefully we can get another one before half-time and start off afresh in the second half.
Well, yeah, 3 goals. United 2-1 down still, but could have been a little bit worse. Important to get a goal back quite quickly after that Brighton game, Brighton second goal. But I would say the defending on all to be fair, I thought the Brighton first goal was quite a well-worked goal. I think Lindelof and Mata were probably more to blame. The second goal for Brighton was just crap as a team. For no one to attack that cross was a joke. But then Brighton's defending there was poor as well. So 2-1. Lukaku's got his first goal of the season. And United doing something from a corner for a change as well. Yeah.
I mean, we don't. How often do we see that, getting a goal from a corner? Not very often, but a good test of United's character now to see what they got. We're still chasing the game.
It's not gone the way I thought this game was going to go, though. I thought with the players, if we actually impressed ourselves on the game, you could sort of dominate them. Let's be fair. Teams like Man City and Liverpool and Spurs do. They dominate the opposition. We don't. We give everybody a chance. We give everyone the time and space to impose themselves on the game, and we've got to start playing as a top 4 team instead of grinding out results.
Yeah, definitely, totally agree with that. But I think when you look at this team, Mark, the individuals that are in this team, and the potential of some players, we shouldn't be in this situation. I mean, what's Pogba doing there, man?
And Brighton win a free kick. Silly flicks.
Yeah, it's took 2 goals for us to wake up and to do something. We shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that at all. With Manchester United, we should be fighting for titles. We shouldn't be going to these places and thinking, get a 1-0 and let's scrape through it. We should be dominating these teams. We've got fantastic talent, fantastic players. Some would say world-class players, and yet it took us 2 goals against us to wake up and do something. 35 minutes into the game, man. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, it's a free kick for Brighton here, and it's quite a good position for Brighton. I
think if Brighton get another goal, I think it's good night. I really do. I mean, we've still not created nothing in open play. Like they're lining it up. I mean, United's got 4 in the wall.
It's a good free kick position, actually. I didn't realise it was this good.
Yeah.
If he gets this up and over the wall, De Gea won't be able to do anything about it. They need to jump in that wall.
I think De Gea's...
No, it's all right. I thought the other guy would kick that, to be fair.
I was going to say, I think De Gea's a bit too far over his right-hand side there.
To me, the problem is clear. It's Mata, says Ernest.
Well, he is slowing it down. That side. Yeah, he is slowing it down that right-hand side. I mean, there's been a couple of times when Ashley Young has been the only guy on the right, and Matt has been playing infield. Lukaku gets a flick on there, but no one's chasing it. Come on, Pogba, chase it down. Come on. They're on the attack again here. Bay's lost his... Oh, he's offside.
That's what I mean. We've ground our way back into it. We're certainly not busting a gut or got them on the ropes, are we? They're still very much expressing themselves. Matter off, please, says Wilf. Bring Lingard on, says Ahmed. Pogba's been very quiet.
He has been, yeah. I mean, Fred as well. Total contrast of what he showed us in Leicester against Leicester. Not seen any switch of play from Fred or Pereira so far. See, again, a man out on the right-hand side. Mata's so slow at tracking back.
Well, again, here they go. Cross coming in.
Yeah.
And De Gea's there. I'm quite surprised that Jose Mourinho has played Mata in this game when Leicester's... Well, the best player on the pitch last week was Ben Chilwell, which was Leicester's left-back. And Brighton have exploited the same problem. You can change the right-back for us and put Young there with a bit more mobility, but Mata is still the problem. Get Lingard on second half. Fellaini's warming up. Well, that's a concern. Who would he come on for?
Yeah, if he comes on, I think it's probably Fred's the one that's going to be sacrificed.
See, that's not going to be very popular, is it? Second game in and he's already doing that.
No. It ain't going to be Pereira because he's the holding man. So Fellaini, he's going to want to get Fellaini forward, so it'll be Fred, I think.
Wide Mata to Martial.
Come on, look. No. Poor ball in. Don't beat the first man.
Good play that by Martial to Pereira.
Yeah.
Now Fred. Go on,
ball over the top. Martial. Offside, was it? Shame.
Reshi's right. We need to react quicker. We are a little bit slow. Remember, subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're getting very close to 260,000 subscribers. I think we're going to have a very interesting hour on this show. And remember, we've got fan cams and match reaction. I don't want to see... I can't accept this, Marcus. I can't, and everybody at home. I'm call me Moses if you want. I'm in denial, but I am not having. I cannot accept that we're going to have meltdown fan cams so early. We've got to win this game. Even a draw's. I'm going to say it now. A draw is a dross. It's a loss because it's not good enough. We've got to win these sort of games. I'm sorry. Liverpool, Spurs, Man City, even Chelsea. They're not going to not win here.
Yeah, definitely. I think if we've got any hopes of competing for the title, you've got to go away to these teams and you've got to pick up results.
But the worrying thing is, Brighton are good for 2-1. It's not like we deserve anything better. Brighton are good for 2-1. Steve Shallon says, if you have Mata, Pereira, Fred, Pogba, Martial, all our best attacking players, and the football still isn't fluid, it's on Mourinho. No player will fix this. Good point, Steve. I might actually just use that because it's a very, very good point. And Genocide 1996 says, if we want to compete with City and Liverpool, we need to fight fire with fire by playing attacking football, which Jose will never do. Jose out. So they're turning a little bit. This could be 3-1. What a penalty. 100%. 100% penalty.
Yeah. I mean, what on earth was going on there?
Him a red. I don't know what the rules are, but
what on earth was going on there? De Gea kicks it out to Fred, and Fred straight away had 3 players surrounding him. Nowhere to go. 2 players, sorry. Absolutely nowhere to go. And look at the space between the centre-backs. Where the hell was Lindelof there?
Tell you what United's defence is like. They're like a pack of dolphins. They're all at sea. They're rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. And we were just saying there, they're good for it. They're good for it, Brighton. They could be good for 3-1 here. They could be good for 3-1 here. De Gea, you said it yourself, Marcus, 3-1 and this is game over. And
I think if this goes in, well, I dread to think what will happen in the second half. I really do.
Farman Dio's right. OMFG. If I could say it, I would. You're right. OMFG.
Yeah, Bay.
He's right on half time as well. Come on, De Gea.
What?
He's not good at penalties anyway. Stonewall. I can't. Love United, but I can't argue with Brighton here. Definitely a penalty. First goal was good. Here he goes. Oh no!
Unlucky. De Gea got his legs to it, but it's in the net. I think that's it for me. I think it's game over. I cannot see Mourinho playing fluid attacking football in the second half to get this result back.
He should have saved that, David.
Yeah.
He should have saved that. He's not good on penalties, De Gea, unfortunately, and it is 3-1. It's more or less straight at him and his feet. He's normally so good with his feet. But it's a lottery, a penalty, and De they should score penalties. The reality is the defending was shocking. And I'd love to know who put that hospital ball pass into Fred. But
De Gea.
3-1.
It was a goal kick from De Gea.
Oh, God. When it rains, it pours, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, Fred, yeah, okay, he was open in space, but there was no one around him. There was no one to get the ball away. But there's not a chance in hell, I don't think, that Mourinho is going to play the fluid attacking football in the second half. He's more likely to go damage control and just think, okay, the game's lost. Let's just shut up shop.
Talk to me, people. Talk to me, people. I'm, you know, I've got an answer for everything. I haven't got an answer for this. I am absolutely stunned. I'm embarrassed. And I think there was a brilliant comment before about, you know, you've got all that attacking flair on the team. Defensively, we've been poor, but we've created very little, and that to me is the problem. I mean, I know Jose is probably going to cover his arse and say, "Oh, defensively, we've not been good."
4 minutes added on. There's nothing. I mean, where's the balls for Lukaku running the channel? Yeah, where's the switch of play from the Leicester game, from Fred and Pereira?
Well, I tell you what, there'll be a Paul Robinson and Andrew Ellis and co. They'll be there saying, "I told you so." I'm sorry for believing. I'm sorry for hoping. I'm sorry for dreaming. I wanted to believe. I wanted to believe. I think we all want to believe, but at the moment, we're looking very much like last season. In fact, we're looking worse than last season. He's got to earn his money at half time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they got a free
Brighton
kick
just keep
here.
Coming as well.
Yeah.
They're like a porn star on Red Bull.
I mean, the defence. I mean, look at this. Look. Martial's going to give away a free kick. Yeah, he had to. Poor distribution from De Gea there, giving it to Martial. Martial's in trouble straight away, and he's had to concede the free kick. I think he's also got a yellow card for his trouble as well.
He'll make. You know, this is what annoys me though. It's like we have. This is like United's. We're all absolutely ecstatic with the team, and then they don't get the opportunity to perform. Bio says, Jose out now, Mark. No, I can't do that. Dane Summer, I'm so glad I'm not you, Mark, because I can, and I'm going to just turn this crap off now. Give me a shout when Jose is gone. You know what? I'm absolutely shocked. I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this at all.
No.
Alligator, we've been watching this for 18 months. I mean, the funny thing is, after 15 minutes, we were saying, who's had a bad game? Nobody. And now, you'd be like, everybody's had a bad game.
I think
who's the bloody captain? You know, everyone goes, Pogba should be captain. Where's the captain?
Yeah, where is he?
Where is the captain?
He's done absolutely nothing. He's had a couple of good passes in the first 10 minutes. And that's it. He's nowhere to be seen. And it's not just him. It's Mata as well. You know, Fred has been completely different to what he was in the Leicester game. Same as Pereira. I mean, you know, what good is it having character? I mean, here we go. Look, McTominay's being warmed up and Rashford. Jesus, that's the answer, is it, McTominay?
If he brings McTominay and Fellaini on second half, he's finished. I'll say that now.
I mean, come on, Carrick. You should be saying to him, look, this is wrong. This is not the Manchester United way at all. I mean, the other guy, McKenna, he's just sat there looking. Why are he speaking? Why are he saying anything to him? Stand up for yourself.
He's off down the tunnel. Well, they're showing Danny Mills. Get him out. Get rid of him. Look, I know we've got a lot of rival fans on here laughing, but the reality is this could be your club. You know, we're there to be bantered. I totally agree with that, but I don't think any United fan predicted this. And we shouldn't be predicting this. Look, you know what? We'll all have to take our medicine when we get beat. And the fan cams are going to be very interesting because Rance is there. But we should not be expecting this. Not with those players. We should not be expecting this from a Manchester United team. And very, very, very disappointing, and very, very, very surprised as well. Because Brighton, even at 3-1, they're not thinking, let's park the bus. They're thinking, let's go again, let's go again. Bjorn Lundberg, it's structural. Andreas is too high up the pitch, midfield too flat, wingers too wide, and we don't create when we have the ball. We've had decent bits of possession, but there's too many passes backwards. I mean, Fred's had a bad game, Marcus, you've got to be honest.
Yeah, he has, definitely. I think there's a number of them. Terrible first half. Mata, Pogba, Fred.
Well, you know what? The Mata one, I mean, the half-time whistle has just gone there, and as we try to digest the shock of that half, because it has been shocking, Ross Dare 91 says, our great club has become a complete joke. What an embarrassment. No more hope and faith to hang on to. So painful to watch our club be reduced to this. So painful. What have we become? Jose out. Look, I think there are many things for us to discuss at half time. None more so than the Mata selection. Ben Chilwell for Leicester was man of the match last week because he annihilated our left-hand side from left-back. Why has he put Mata back in again? And Brighton have done exactly the same. They've got down their left-hand side, our right-hand side, and Mata's just been very, 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 very poor. Martial not in the game. Lukaku looks very rusty, but I would have played him. I can't really have a go about that. Midfield 3, Paul Pogba's the captain of Manchester United, is he? He ain't right. There's something not right with Paul Pogba, because that performance from him today is it's poor. Bailly and Lindelof, Marcus, crap. Absolutely crap.
Yeah.
You know, I want them to be successful. I would still keep playing them because we need a centre-back partnership, but poor. Really poor. Lindelof at fault for the first goal. I don't even know where to start. So fire in, fella, and in the live comments, chuck your points in, because I am shocked more than I am disgusted or embarrassed. I am absolutely shocked, because Brighton just kept coming and coming. Like I said, like a porn star in Red Bull, they kept coming, and they, 3-1 up against United, and they're still coming. Like, they should be thinking, bloody hell, we're 3-1 up against Manchester United, park the bus and hold this result. They're still coming at us. And that's the thing. They are not scared. They are not intimidated. They are still coming at United. Go for it, mate. Go for it.
Well, I think, the centre-backs, we were saying that I was especially saying that these two centre-backs are the best that we got, but that first half, they even make Smalling and Jones look good to me. Bailly, the penalty, Lindelof, is at fault for the cross coming in, and the goal scorer, he wasn't close enough to his man. The midfield, Pogba, where is he? He's a shadow, an absolute shadow. He's nowhere to be seen. Fred is total different to the player we saw at Leicester. There's no crossfield passes. There's not really any incentive to go forward. Lukaku's not had much of the ball. He's not getting the ball at his feet. Martial, whenever he gets it, he's being outnumbered out on the left wing. And then there's the right-hand side with Mata not tracking back. He's too slow. Ashley Young is being outnumbered. Both the goals, as you said, have come down from that side. And it's bad. I mean, the goal, the first goal, was a really worked goal, really well done worked goal, but it should never have happened. Mata was too slow getting across to the player. He left Ashley Young there 2v1. Something has got to be done. I mean, even if Lingard comes on and plays.
We'll come back to that in a minute, because I've got a horrible feeling it's going to get worse. I can tell you what he's going to do. But Jason D says the energy level of the team is shocking. Mats Odegaard has just made a contribution. Doyle Middleton, the areas on the pitch Jose wanted to strengthen in the summer have cost us in this game. The board are just as much to blame as the players and Jose. Well, that's a bigger conversation. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. Remember, if you are new to the channel, subscribe, bottom right hand corner, because if you think we're gutted and you're gutted, there's people who paid money to go down to Brighton to watch that game. Flex is there doing the fan cam. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and make sure you're tuning in for those, because we're either going to see one of the best comebacks ever or the biggest meltdowns of a start to a season ever. Because let's not forget, Jose Mourinho always wins his first 3 games of the season at United. So progression becomes regression if we lose or draw today. This is Brighton and Hove Albion. They were beaten by Watford last week. Manchester United being played off the park by Brighton with a team that is good enough. Look, you know what? Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, City fans, they'll be laughing at us now. But don't choke while you're laughing. Don't choke on this, because don't tell me you wouldn't take half our players to take into your squads. Don't tell me you wouldn't take Pogba, Martial, Fred, Bailly. You know, you would take them. You wouldn't take them on that performance, but you would take them because they're very good players. But that standard of football that we are playing, I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. But what we were talking about, let me just read a couple of more contributions here. Manchester United Business Club. United first top team in Premier League to lose 2 straight games against Brighton. United can't attack or defend. It's not looking good. Reaper says Tuchel, Pochettino, Zidane, Sarri, etc. were available and we kept Jose. We are done. And Jack Webb says get Lingard on for Mata, can track back and it's a handful. I still believe, never say never. I do agree with you on that, Jack. We've got to believe until the 90th minute. Remember what happened at the Etihad, but I agree with you. Why Mata played in this game, I don't know. I really don't know. Sean Bordner says, this is what happens. What a passive possession team goes against a high-press attacking team, regardless of quality, and our centre-backs are playing awful. And Mats Ødegaard, what is this? Looks like Jose beat up the whole team. They look so scared, but why? That's what I wanted to say there, and I want to get your thoughts as well, Marcus, that there were so many times in that game where we were passing out from the back, but we weren't going anywhere. Like Brighton would have a back 8 and we're just trying to pass around their centre forwards. We're not actually doing anything. We don't create chances, and this has been going on for 18 months. We don't create chances at Manchester United. And I'm watching the second goal here, and Brighton gets so many touches in our box. There's no United player. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we are doing here, but it's just shambolic. Shambolic, but beyond that, you know, Brighton have scored 3 goals, but we don't look like scoring 3 goals. Just don't create anything. Imrano TV, all goals were defensive errors, not on Jose. Start 3 midfielders we wanted. They don't contribute to the attack nor stop attack, not on Jose. The players need to wake up and take responsibility. Interesting point from Imrano TV there. Would you agree with that, Marcus? He says it's nothing to, and at home, nothing to do with Jose. This is all on the players, that we're not creating chances and passing forward.
No, I don't think so. I think Jose, you've got to give some blame to Jose. It's his tactics at the end of the day, and the players are going out there and trying the best to perform those tactics. It happened last season, and it's happening again. It's really bad. I mean, why is Mourinho not allowing these players to attack freely? I mean, this is the midfield that we wanted to see. That is the back line we wanted to see, albeit Ashley Young's at right back. You swap him for Valencia, but this is the team we all wanted to see, and the team was just not performing. Maybe there's just too many players in there that doesn't suit Mourinho's tactics at all. But I'm absolutely at a loss. I really am. I'm gobsmacked. How?
So what's he going to do second half? What's he going to do? What would you do? Because I tell you what he's going to do, and this. To me, this is going to probably finish Jose Mourinho, because you've got to win at Brighton, and if he doesn't win, he was always going to be one bad result away from anyone to. I think everyone was willing to give him a chance. You know, last season he was on thin ice because of what he did, but I think people wanted to hope and believe. If we get beat today, that hope and belief is going to get burst. But I think he's going to bring Fellaini and McTominay on and go long ball. And I think that that shows you everything about this manager. Because if he can't play his way back into this game, and the only way he can do it is by going long ball, I think that's going to turn a lot of people off supporting him. I really do. Which is sad, but...
I think one of the worst things is, Mark, is the fact that he's already stated before kick-off that Lukaku ain't going to play the whole 90 minutes. Is he going to go back on his word now? Because... to me, I think he has to. I think Lukaku has to play now. Fellaini, I think, will be a sure thing to come on, probably to replace Fred or Pogba. I think I can't see Pereira
Pogba
coming out.
Dreadful, let's be honest.
Yeah, I can't see Pereira coming out because he wants Fellaini up front. So Pereira would have to stay in there as the holding midfielder. Mata should be off. Get Rashford on, I think, or Lingard. I think they. But Fellaini is going to be the first one that comes on the pitch, I think.
Spenny D, this much money over 4 windows, you either have to win or play good football. Hate to say it, but Jose has to go. Bjorn Lundberg, cheer up. Mourinho tried the attacking players, but Lindelof, De Gea and Bay failed us. Just personal faults from the defence. See, Bjorn, I disagree with that simply because it's the same old story. You know, defensive errors, I agree. Defensively shocking. But how many chances did we create? How many times did we really pressure Brighton? Brighton scored 3 goals. They could have scored 6. They kept coming and coming and coming at us. We created nothing in that game. We scored a goal which was a bit soft, and we made a mistake. Brighton made a mistake that Lukaku should have scored, and Martial had a bit of individual brilliance that they blocked. We've not put them on the ropes. We've not created chances, and that is consistently a tactical problem. I agree that the team was everything we wanted it to be, but I don't blame the players from an attacking point of view. You've got to have a philosophy, and we still haven't got it. We're not creating chances. Jack Webb says, have we ever seen United over the years not come out after a bad first half and get a bad result? Never. Always fight. Positivity. And Steve Shalon says, remember what happened with Chelsea's 3rd season? We have to end this before we get a Europa League. I refuse to watch that trash. Would the club be that brave to do something like that so soon? I don't think so. I think Mourinho will be here until top 4's impossible. But you know, we're a long way off that. But it's. I mean, can we get back into this, Marcus? I mean, I've not even processed that first half, but 3-1 down. I mean, a draw's not good enough. I've got to be honest, a draw's not good enough. We could get a draw.
It's definitely not good enough. You know, you'd never say never, but in terms of the way we performed in that first half, no, I don't think so. I think the game's done. I think, if anything, it's only going to get worse. And you know, if Fellaini comes on, it's only going to slow us down even worse. And I don't see Mourinho playing the attacking football in the second half. I don't see him going for it, trying to get something out of the game. I think he'll probably just say, okay, keep playing the way you're playing. It'll come eventually, like Lukaku's goal did. But even Lukaku's goal came by really, really bad defended by Brighton. I think it's all over. I think it's done and dusted now. I don't see any way back for him. I don't see a solution. There is no solution that Mourinho can make that is going to be a popular one at all.
See, this is why I said in the summer that Martial should have left Manchester United, and I think he wanted to go. Because you just don't get the best out of Martial at Manchester United. We just don't get the ball to him. Uday Ratud says, playing possession with deep defence line and high front line with literally a big gap in between. It's not the players' fault. They're playing better with worse players than us. Jose needs to grow balls. He's very right, actually. There's such a big gap between our midfield and our attack, which I was trying to say there about Martial. You know, we all get excited because Martial's starting, but we're not doing anything as an attacking team. And to be fair to Mata, bad half, but he's spending most of the game as a right wing back. You know, it's we just don't use our attackers, which is why you stick Martial in a Bayern Munich team or a Juventus team, and he'll enjoy life again, won't he? But we just don't create the chances because we don't play as an attacking team.
I think as well, Mark. In terms of the Fellaini change, which we know it's going to happen.
Long ball.
If this team, as it is now, that starting 11 can't get a result, and we've got to resort to Fellaini coming off the bench and trying to get us back in the game, I think it shows just how far that the club has fallen, I think. And Mourinho will just say, well, look, this is why Fellaini is so important. So if Fellaini comes on and he gets a goal, you know, he's only going to praise Fellaini and he'll damn the rest of them. But it's not the solution. It's not the Manchester United way. It's not the answer. We got Martial, we got Pogba, Lukaku, Pereira, Fred, you know, Mata. These players should be, as an attacking threat, good enough to win this game, without a doubt. And if he's got to resort to long ball football with Fellaini, which is a total opposite of what Manchester United are all about, it's only going to prove him right, that Fellaini is an important part of the squad.
The thing is, though, imagine Fellaini comes on, McTominay comes on, we just bombard Brighton with long balls, we manage to scrape a penalty, one goes in off Fellaini's arse, and in the last minute he actually headers it in and we win 4-3. we're all excited and we're ecstatic because we've won a game 4-3. But how have we won it? We've won it by totally turning our back on what this club's all about, going route one basic football to grind out 3 points. We've got to be beyond that. I would rather he stuck with the same team and the same philosophy and worked our way through it and lost than just go to something that's got no longevity and is just going to irritate people. We can't go long ball. I think we're about to find out. I've got a funny feeling Martial's been taken off and Rashford's come on. Lingard's on as well. He's took
Lingard, Rashford.
Off. No, he's took Pereira off.
Pereira, yeah.
He took Pereira off and Mata off. So Mats Uregard says, I'm so tired of watching lacklustre football. They don't want the ball, make a challenge or ever win the game. It's so effortless and embarrassing. And Karim says, United losing and 10,000 people watching. I hadn't even noticed that. Wow. So please do subscribe if you're new. The game has just kicked off. Everything is happening. But I'm quite surprised that Pereira's off. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm shocked again. I actually thought he'd keep Pereira on and sacrifice Fred or Pogba. That's usually the Mourinho way, but there's no hold. What's he going to do now? Is Fred come in as the holding midfielder now? Looks like Rashford's definitely gone to the right. Lingard's going through the middle, but it's made no difference so far because Brighton are on the attack again.
I don't like that about Pereira. He's put so much work in over the summer, and he's been really, really good for us. I don't think he was bad in that half either, and I just think it's a shame. I think it's a real shame because it probably means we see the end of Pereira now. Matic will be back against Spurs, so sad. But
it is sad.
Fred goes to the CDM role anyway. Lingard comes into the midfield, which is where he played for England. Rashford goes to the right. At least we're going for it. At least it isn't McTominay and Fellaini anyway. That's the positive, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But again, I mean, the ball's just coming in there across. I mean, Rashford is near enough the same sort of pattern there as the Leicester game. Rashford's not going to out-jump these two centre-backs here for Brighton, same as he couldn't do it against Leicester.
Well, Lukaku's actually gone right midfield.
He's gone right, yeah.
Right. And Rashford's going through the middle. Martial stays on the left. Fred goes to CDM, and then Lingard goes where Fred was, and then Pogba obviously continues where he was. So lots of people are talking in the live comments about 4-4-1-1 and 4-2-3-1. The reality is Pereira has been sacrificed, and there's a few players who could have been sacrificed. I thought Pogba was atrocious.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, here we go. What's Ashley Young doing? Bailly, sorry. It was the right back. Bailly gets very lucky there because it would have been one-on-one.
Dangerous move there by Bailly. What was he thinking there? But Lingard's got it down the right.
Good to see Lingard on, actually. A bit of... No.
I mean, what's Fred taking a shot from there for?
40 yards out and Fred shooting.
Yeah. What a waste. That's what you don't want to be seeing. But Mourinho's here on the touchline telling them to push forward. I don't think that's going to save you, Jose, I'm afraid. I think the only thing that's going to save him... Yeah, I think the only thing that will save him is 3 points. But, I mean, Bailly, do you know what? I think Bailly could be a really, really good defender. It's just a shame he's made out of glass. He's so injury-prone, that lad.
Jason says it's hard to watch. I think what we're all watching, really, is the clock, isn't it? You've got to do... If you're going to get back into this game, you're fighting the clock. I
mean, there's unnecessary... I mean, look at how deep Martial is on this left-hand side. All the way back to Lindelof. Pogba's come deep as well. Pogba. Come on.
Crap. Absolutely.
Stop messing around.
Dreadful.
What's he trying to do his fancy tricks there for? Fuck's sake. Yeah, if I didn't know any better, I'd say Pogba just didn't look interested. Does not look interested at all.
No, I agree, mate.
Well, again, he's... Come on. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Richard Duff says this is the end of Mourinho.
So I don't agree with that. It won't be the end of Mourinho.
Jeffrey says our captain ain't liking it. Minnie says Pogba, you are crap. Manny on the beat says Mata off, Sanchez on. Mata is off, but Sanchez is injured. He didn't travel with the squad.
I think Ashley Young might
Team
have to command it off. It was a bad tackle.
Yeah. Marlon says team looks completely disjointed. Completely agree with that.
Second, what a good point from Marlon, because second game of the season and we're already disjointed. It's
there's no fluidity. There's no. I mean,
I'm just going to quickly use the toilet. I was going to go half time, but it was busy.
So it's out for a goal kick to Brighton anyway. So Red Jedi, what are we trying to do? Your guess is as good as ours. Ramez misses Sir Alex. I think we all do. Fozia, Pogba just walking like a tall giraffe. Oh my God, I'm glad I wasn't the only one that saw that. Brighton are physically bossing our players, says Jacino. KA says good movement. It was from Rashford there, yeah. Yeah, good movement from Rashford, but the ball was more of a hit and hope ball from Lindelof, I think. But yeah, only for soccer fans says there's no game plan. Completely agree. Jared says, Marcus, this isn't the same guy who led France. Doesn't care. I know, Jared. Yeah, he just. I don't know what it is with the guy. I really don't. I think he's a good player and he's got the potential to be a world-class player. But it's the inconsistency and the performances like this where some people question his ability. Good ball in from Ashley Young. That got out for a corner. So. We got Spurs next week, says James. Yep. Yep, not looking forward to that. Marcus, who said this would be scrappy? I don't know, George. I don't know. I think Mark said 3-1, but he's got it the wrong way round. Hey, Marcus, so who will Jose blame? Because he won't take the blame. I think, do you know what? I think he'll probably hang Pogba and Martial out to dry. I really do. Unlucky flick on there by Pogba, but it's not going nowhere.
So I was just walking back through the living room there, and they've got songs of praise on. I was very, very tempted just to sit down and watch that. Start praying.
As much as
Richard Duff's right, though. Spurs will annihilate us next week,
won't
they?
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I just said that. Some lad said it in the comments there. We got Spurs next week. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, especially on this performance.
Well, the title. You know what? It is really early to say this, but if we lose this game, the title.
Yeah, Bance. Yeah, I mean, Bance says this is a shambles. Get Fellaini on. I think that's the only option now, isn't it? That's the only option.
He will do, won't he? But that's not a long-term solution, is it? You know.
No.
But maybe Mourinho's not the. And I always felt that Mourinho had to win the title this year to stay in the job, and I think if we lose this, we ain't winning the title. And I know it's ridiculous to say that after 2 games, but Man City aren't going to drop many points. They're certainly not going to drop points like this. And if we're already dropping points like this after 2 games, we're going to do it a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, Ben says the dressing room's gone. I mean, I've got to say, the second half, even the first half, there's got to be some huge rifts, and there will be some serious. I mean, what is Ashley Young doing there? There's going to be questions asked, definitely questions asked after this game. And like you said, Flex was at the fan cams, after the game. I can't wait to see them.
Rance is there as well, and he's not pro Mourinho anyway, which is it's going to be me and Flex, I think, and you, Marcus, as well. We're certainly not Mourinho out at this stage, but to be fair, Rance has always been Mourinho out, and I'm interested to see what he's going to say on the fan cam because, well, that's the good thing about the fan cams, isn't it? You'll get different opinions, but.
I think we're...
Go on.
Right, go on.
I was just going to read this from Ali Gator. Says opponents don't fear us anymore. They have go every game, and we let them. Total embarrassment. Which is a great point. Brighton have not stopped coming at us because they are not scared. And they're not scared because we're not good enough. It's not about teams being scared of you. Teams weren't scared of Liverpool 2 years ago. Teams weren't scared of Spurs or City. You know, they are scared of them now because they play good football that if you don't respect it, they will annihilate you. United don't play good football, so teams aren't scared of us. Simple as that.
Do you know what? In the first 10 minutes here, I've not seen one ball into Rashford's feet. It's all been over the top, hoping he'll get on the end of it. And that's typical Mourinho when he's chasing a game. And I don't think there's any intent from this team to try and pull this back whatsoever.
No.
I mean, why has Lukaku gone out wide? I don't know, because he's going to be the one holding up the ball through the middle and bringing the others into play. So why Rashford's gone through the middle is anyone's guess. I think times like, situations like this, you want Martial and Rashford out on the wings to use their pace. I mean, Pogba and Fred, it's almost like we're playing the two CDMs now. They're so close together there.
Well, I think we're being tactically schooled by a team that will get relegated.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt. I agree with you. I think they'll be in the relegation fight. Of course they will. But it makes you worry if we can't go away to Brighton and get a result, or even just put in a performance. Show a bit of fight, show a bit of passion. You worry about when we go to the likes of Liverpool, City, Chelsea.
I'm going to read this comment because I think it's got to be a troll.
Yeah.
But it's from Alex Hamer. He says, I don't know why, despite your criticism, this has been a very promising performance for United. If we can move the ball this sharply all season, then the goals won't stop coming. It's got to be a joke. It's got to be a joke. Top Geezer says, if the next few games don't show improvement, I can see Zidane replacing Mourinho, or Zidane going to Spurs and Poch coming in before January. Charisma Zaka Otama says, Sir Alex managed to finish second in 87 season, but finished 11th in 1988 season. Needs to be... Oh, God. Thanks for the contribution. I'm not going to say anything about that. I think comparing Sir Alex to Mourinho in the late 80s is just so ridiculous, to be honest with you. The situations are incomparable. And football is very different. And Uday Ratude says, Mark, we are 250,000. If we all donate 48 cents, we can make 12 million and get rid of this crap. We need more than that, mate. We need more than that to buy Manchester United. But I don't know. It's such a mess. I think we were all talking about it before the start of the game, that we were all, a lot of us were positive, but I even said it. The positivity was based on hope. It wasn't based on any real evidence. The evidence is that we'll continue to play bad football because that's what Mourinho's done for 2 years. But we hoped because that's all you have. And I don't know what the plan is this second half.
No, I don't think there is no plan at all. I think it's just a matter of keeping the ball and a bit of damage control, and if we nick one or get a draw, he'll take it. But it's in no way. I mean, don't let the. If we get back into the game and it does end up being a draw or somehow a win, don't let it shadow what's really happened on the pitch, because the performances of certain players have been absolutely dreadful. Some of these players, based on the performance today, they shouldn't even be in the squad. I'm so disappointed. Pogba's got the ball here. Bit of a wasted pass that was to Lukaku.
Well, we are playing a little bit better, Carl, but where are the chances? There's Fellaini.
Yeah, he's coming. But we knew it was going to happen. Oh, his shoulders padded up.
Fellaini coming on.
But this is what we've had to resort to. This is it. Luke Shaw has been absolutely schooled there. But fair play to him. He stuck to his man. Fred's virtually playing as a left winger now. I don't think anyone knows what, apart from the defence, no one going forward knows what their position is. Look again. Jesus. Ashley Young was lucky there. He chested the ball just past Murray and he's picked up a free kick there. I don't think that was a free kick. I think that was slightly intentional there. But yeah, Kylie, here comes the super sub.
You know what? I'm not Mourinho out, but what I would say is Mourinho may as well go now for Martial as well.
Oh,
for God's sake!
Poor decision. Poor decision. I think at times like this, you need as many of your attacking players out there as you can. So unless you're going to just chuck
that, absolutely furious with that. I just think he may as well go. He may as well leave the club now, because if that's all you've got, 3-1 down in the second game of the season, and you're already just going with Fellaini, then you may as well go. You may as well go. Even if we get back into this game, if that's all he's going to do, what's the success of that? If we get back into this game now because of the long ball, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Again, the high ball. There we go. Fellaini on his chest. I mean, fantastic chest control.
Oh yeah, it might. You know what? We might get back into the game. I'm not saying that we won't, but if that's our plan in the halfway through the second game of the season, when things don't go right, we're just going to go long ball. What is the point?
Mm.
I mean, it is causing a bit of mayhem, to be honest.
It is, yeah.
But it's
sure horrendous.
Scrappy, isn't it?
Offside. It is, yeah. It's going to be the last 30 minutes. That's what we're going to see now. I think the long ball up to Fellaini. He's going to try and knock it down for Lukaku. I mean, Rashford, good header across the box there. Shame Lukaku can get on the end of that, but I mean, Luke Shaw trying a shot from outside the box. Absolutely goes skoo whiff. But there we go. We was right about Lukaku playing the 90 minutes, Mark.
Yeah.
So Pogba's bringing it forward. Holding on for it too long. Fred up to Marouane. Back to Pogba. Lingard's making a run. Too long. Out for a goal kick. Dante says, Jose, off you go. Jack, Mourinho out. Cesar, Jose out now. Jonah, we've used all the subs. Yep.
Well, let's hope it works. It's we're going long ball, aren't we, for the last half an hour of this game? I mean, you know what? I wouldn't surprise me if we got a draw out of it. I don't think we'll win it, and a draw is never going to be good enough. But Mourinho just can't get United to play decent football, can he? And I think he needs to go. There's a difference between Mourinho out and saying he needs to go, and I think he needs to go because he can't manage this club the way it needs to be managed. He can't get us to play anything like even okay football. It's just like we've been absolutely played off the park by Brighton, so we're going to go hoofball, which, it is effective. Hoofball is effective, but do you want your club to play that way? That's the question, isn't it?
Pogba, what is he doing?
Captain.
He's just not looked at the races at all today. So disappointing. So disappointing.
Still, the thing is, there's still half an hour in this game. We only need 2 to get a point. Maybe Brighton are going to tire.
I mean, Brighton have done fantastically well, I think, so far, up to the 63rd minute so far.
This is where Paul Scholes is right about Pogba, though, isn't he? Because, against Brighton, and he's doing nothing.
Yeah, he should be showing what he's all about. Again, another pass. That's just, he's been absolutely dreadful. Dreadful. That's the second pass that's gone wayward in like a minute. And this guy, all right, he's a World Cup winner, but this is supposed to be a lad who's absolutely world class. I think he's got a long way to go.
Philippe says WTF is happening. I was very confused and surprised at half time. I'm even more confused now because obviously you want United to win a game of football and I want United to win this game, but I just think it's our second game of the season and our only hope now is hitting a long ball to the tree. Yep. And, that can be effective, but that's meant to be in the last 10 minutes of a game. This isn't meant to be happening halfway through our second game of the season against Brighton. That the only answer we've got is to go hoofball. Pogba looks like he's high. Stay off the Mary Jane, says Bjorn Lundberg. Andrew Smith Sergara says, Mark, are you sure we'll get a draw? The only thing that makes me sure we'll get a draw is because obviously Fellaini's my nemesis. So I just feel that might work in a positive for me today because I don't like Fellaini. I never wanted him at the club and I never wanted him to stay in the summer. But I've just got a funny feeling he might grab a couple of goals and get us a point. So yeah, I'm basing it on that. Biggie Third says the signs were there last week, but some fans said we didn't see what we saw. It doesn't matter whose fault. Team is broken, tactics wrong, and manager unwilling to adapt. Not improved from last season. Look, you know what, Biggie, you're right. We did. A lot of us last week chose to ignore the negatives against Leicester, ignore the fact that they had more possession, ignore the fact that we didn't play that well, and focus on the positives because it was a new season. The scary thing is that within a week we're away to Brighton and getting absolutely hammered.
You know what? It just got pumped up there to Fellaini on the halfway line by De Gea. Fellaini chests it down. They keep hold of possession, and it went all the way back to De Gea from the halfway line. And
well, for the first time in the game, we're looking like we're stretching Brighton because we actually are just bypassing their midfield and just hitting it long. And we have got like 4 players playing. Thing is, though, Mark,
still no shot.
No.
Still not created nothing.
No. And Brighton, as a footballing team, have played us comfortably off the park. I mean, Keith Byrne says, sorry guys, Martial has been awful yet again. We can't keep blaming Jose for players not being able to pass or control the ball. I didn't actually see him get a lot of the ball, but I'm not going to make excuses for anybody.
I don't think he was bad. I mean, at least he had a bit of attacking threat to him.
Yeah, and let's not be honest. I mean, Pogba has been poor, Fred's been poor, Lindelof's been poor, Bay's been poor. I think Luke Shaw's done okay. Lukaku's been poor, but he's been rusty.
It's so disappointing. So disappointing. This is an attacking team with some great individuals, and they come out and perform like this.
Well, we're 25 minutes into this half, 3-1 down, and we haven't even had a shot.
No, yeah. And all it is the high balls again. Look, I think even the long ball tactic ain't working there. Pogba's shouting the odds here, but you want to take a look in the mirror, mate.
Yeah. Well, the mind wanders to the ramifications of the loss. Of course it does, and we'll all have to deal with that later tonight. But I think for the next 25 minutes, we're hoping that we can somehow get a result. Nice little ball into Young there. He's got to dip that cross in. It's a poor cross.
Yeah.
But
Ashley Young that far forward. Where the hell is Lingard?
You're telling me that's a goal kick? That was a shocking cross from Young. If that's a goal kick, it looked like it deflected off.
Well, Mourinho's barking something here, like try and get the defenders up just in front, just behind the halfway line. But I mean, you think
Ernest has got one for you. Ernest Tabari says, Marcus, if we can't beat Brighton with the players we've got, I'm sorry, you can't blame the players. It's that simple. We haven't had a shot.
I don't answer that. I'm starting to feel that way. I really am. I'm not Jose out yet, but he is definitely pushing me towards it.
The thing is, there's no point being Jose out because the board ain't going to sack him. They'll just
they won't sack him.
They'll just keep going. No matter how many bad results, they'll just keep it going, and we as a fan base and a club will suffer, and we won't be in the top 4 because that's what it's going to take for Mourinho to get the sack. Is for us to physically not, mathematically for us to not be in the top 4 because that's the only way we've sacked any manager in the last few years, which is Moyes, mathematically not top 4, gone. Woodward, Van Gaal, mathematically not top 4, gone. We don't sack players, we don't sack managers unless that's the case. Keep MetLive, E100 says it does not matter that we are in 2 games and want Jose out. He's been consistent with bad football of the years and barely scraping by. What do United do in training, says Gazel, says, I don't know. Maybe just run around the pitch, I don't know.
Yeah, apparently they've been training well all week, haven't they? So, I mean, yeah, that comment was right. It's not just about today. It's about we've seen this ever since Mourinho has come in. And yeah, fans are right to be upset about going away to Brighton and Huddersfield, losing games away to Newcastle. It's not right. We shouldn't. I mean, you shouldn't be given the result, but at least United should be going to these places and putting up a fight, showing a bit of passion. You know, play for the badge, for the shirt. There's nothing. There is nothing today. They look lifeless. It's almost as if Mourinho sort of like sucked the life out of the players somehow. And he's just told them, right, okay, just go out there, do what you can. If you get a result, you get a result. Not too bothered. That's the sort of performance it looked like to me. It's very lazy. It's very lethargic. Over-hit passes. I don't think the midfielders or the front 3 know where they're playing at all.
Still time to get back into it. Still 20, I'd say 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe with stoppages.
But again, Mark, 25 minutes, still no shot yet. Still no shot. Just pumping that ball up to the edge of the box, hoping someone gets a flick on.
Yeah. Well, I think what'll happen in the last 10, Brighton will just, hopefully Brighton will sit back and then we can just pump it along.
But the thing is there, like you said there, hopefully Brighton sit back. We're hoping that a team will give us a break. Let us in the game. It shouldn't be like that at all. I mean, these players are out on that pitch. Apart from Martial, who's obviously gone off now, they should be winning this game. They should be turning over teams like this. Where's the performances from the leaders, from the big-name players? And I'm not just singling out Pogba, but, Bay, he knows what the Premier League's about now. Martial knows what it's about. So does Rashford, Lukaku.
God, Lukaku there.
I mean, look, what is that? What's he trying to do? Backheel it.
And misses it.
Yeah. You are a centre forward, man. Not a bloody left winger. They've got no idea where they're playing. Absolutely no idea.
The great pretender, says the Meisel.
It's so sad to see okay, there's been, in terms of Premier League position and trophies, Mourinho won us Europa League, League Cup and Community Shield first season, got a second last season. But this season, it looks like it's going to be, let's just get top 4 and hope for the best. Because
I said it at half-time, didn't I? You look at Mourinho's first 2 seasons, he won the first 3 games of the season. Spurs are up next. That's going to be a tough game, but don't tell me we shouldn't be beating bloody Brighton. He always says progression. I progress, progression. I'm sorry, losing to Brighton in the second game of the season, that's regression because you always win the first 3. So his after-match press conference is going to be very, very interesting. In fact, just a bit of a shout-out so people know what the plan is for tonight because we've mixed it up a little bit this season. I'll do my match reaction straight after the game, about 10-15 minutes. Then I go off air to listen to what Jose's got to say. And then about 10 minutes after that, we go live with a call-in. So we will have a call-in about, what's the time? About 6:30, 6:30, something like that. As soon as Jose Mourinho's had his say, basically, we'll go live, take your calls. Going to be very interested. And then after that, you've got the fan cams coming in. So make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. It's not going to be the night we want, is it? It's not going to be the night we want. I think the best we can hope for now is a couple of late goals and a point. But the win that many of us. Well, I predicted 3-1.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, I did say that when you nipped off to the toilet. You just got it the wrong way round. But yeah, I mean, it's almost as if this whole team is being held back, and for me, that comes down to the manager.
Here we go. Oh, just over Lukaku. Hit it, Pogba. You may as well.
Yeah.
What a save. Good shot, Pogba.
Good save, yeah, good save. First shot, 30 minutes.
I thought he'd scored.
30 minutes, first shot from what? 20 yards, 25? Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. This much attacking talent. I mean, what corner was that? Good God. I've got to say, if this is what we've got to look forward to for the rest of the season, then, you know, God help us.
Lingard. Oh. Julian Ness, it's the 3rd year of this and no change. What else do you need to be convinced that he was never the right man for the job? Well, I disagree with that because I think Jose Mourinho always wins titles in his first 2 years, and I think many United fans like me were just sold on that. We needed to win a title. Here's a man who can win us a title. Unfortunately, it comes to United and that bloody run ends, doesn't it? Top Geezer says, having watched the City game today, the difference between the club is more than 20 points. We should be tearing apart teams just like City. Shocking. I agree with that. You know, This is Brighton.
We've got the players as well. This is the thing. We've got the players to do damage to these teams. They're just not doing it. And you've got to ask why. Why are they not doing it? Plenty of attacking talent on show. And it's got to come down to the manager and the tactics. He does not believe in the team. You know, it's all right in praising these players during the week and things like that, but when you won't let them perform out on the pitch and you're holding them back, it's no wonder clubs don't want to buy any of our players. Look at how they're playing. They're probably thinking, no, we don't want that. You know, we can't even get rid of bloody Darmian. Again, another long ball. I mean, come on.
Jamie says, if we're losing to Brighton like this, forget top 4. It's going to be a battle to finish top 10. No, you know, I still think that we could get top 4 because we played like this last season and still got top 4. I think what is for certain, and it was always going to be very, very difficult, but it's going to be impossible with this sort of performance. But you can forget the title. Danny Dobson, Jose has to go. We ain't winning nothing.
Do you know what? In all seriousness now, I think a lot of people calling for Mourinho's head have probably got a really good point because they want to get rid of him before it gets worse.
Yeah, I was going to say, the reason those people are right is because they're right because it's inevitable, isn't it? It's like, you know, it's only going to get worse. It's the long goodbye. It's not like, you know, we're not going to get relegated or anything like that, but we're not going to get anywhere near where we need to be. And, you know, title's gone already. Let's be honest, the title's gone already. You lose to Brighton, you're not winning the title the way that City play. So, you know, we're second game of the season and we already know our hopes are gone. And it's not acceptable, is it?
No, it's
Uday
not.
says, I don't care win or lose, what formation, style we play. I love United because we never give up and keep fighting. Here we look helpless, unmotivated and lazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not just this game. It's happened throughout Mourinho's reign. You know, the Europa League, I think, and the League Cup and the Community Shield just sort of like covered the cracks. People focus on winning trophies more than they do the style of play. But when you're losing like this, and the games that we lost away from home last season, you know, people won't excuse that. And, you know, every single one of us as fans have got a right to vent our frustrations at it. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing that a club of this size is going away to Brighton with these players and losing the game. Really poor, really poor. Simon Otwell says it's a shambles like the transfer window. Yep. Mark Willis says Moyes is free now. Connor Young says, Mark, this is a joke. Mo says, don't mind long ball if it worked. Well, exactly. I mean, it hasn't worked at all in the second half. That's all we've done is the long ball to Fellaini or Lukaku. And the only shot we've had is about 2 minutes ago from Pogba from about 25 yards out, which, in fairness to the goalie, it was a good save. But it's not good enough. Not good enough at all. Don't remember us creating a decent chance in the first half, and we've certainly not created anything in the second half. Spent more time passing the ball backwards than going forward. Taking unnecessary risks at the back like Bailly did and Pogba did with his fancy skills. Ashley Young nearly got caught. Now and again, De Gea, kick out, go straight to Fellaini.
10 minutes plus stoppage time, which there will be a little bit because the keeper's just been down for the last few. But, you know, it'd be interesting to see what Brighton do, because there's part of me thinking that Brighton actually, you know, if they dared, they could get a fourth. I think they will sit back a little bit now. I just hope that United can create something. I mean, we'd take a point now. It's not good enough, but we would. Nick Bonnev says, just shows that a lesser team with more spirit and determination can beat a team of much greater individual quality. Tired of this now. Well, Nick, Brighton can't beat Man City. Doesn't matter how much determination they've got. They can't beat Man City because Man City are a good football team. They can beat United because United are a bad football team. That's what it is. I mean, effort and desire help. But if you're a good football team and you've got the better players, you should win a game. Which shows you how bad we are. Because Mourinho's got way more at his disposal than Houghton. But Houghton's outdone him.
I think there's two major things lacking in this team as well. We've got no leaders at all.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think as a team, we don't even have an identity. We just don't know. We're absolutely clueless. When we go behind, absolutely clueless. The only answer is Fellaini. And that is not good enough for a club of our size. We want to be fighting for titles, championships. We want to be going for the Champions League. We ain't going to get anywhere in the Champions League playing like this.
No, keep metal alive. E100 says the aftermath and build-up to the Tottenham game will be very turbulent, especially with a loss and a performance like this. And I think he's right. You know, we had all the Pogba stuff last week, but we chose to sort of ignore it and stay positive. And you know, you think about all the stick Neil Custis got in the Sun for that article that he said about Pogba and Mourinho. To be honest, judging on this performance, where's the response from Pogba? He looks like a player that's not happy. He looks like a player who doesn't want to play for his manager. And that's the sad truth. But not just him.
No, yeah. I mean, there's at least 2 or 3 players there that just do not look happy at all. And I think as soon as you've got one player that's unhappy, it creates a problem throughout the team. And
I mean, to be
United,
honest, unfortunately, we've got a board that isn't very good with football. They're a business. If they had a football brain, they'd be looking at the situation and thinking, you know, this could go a lot worse. We might want to do something now to stop it getting a lot worse. But they won't, because they're business people and they'll only look at it when, as I said before, we can't get top 4. That's when they'll look at it.
I think when he came out with all the negative comments around the pre-season, I thought they might have done something then and said to him, like, you know, come on, pack it in, try and be a bit more professional about the situation, things like that. But maybe that is what's happened. You know, it's the complete opposite of what Mourinho's been like these past 2 seasons in the press conferences. It's not like him to be positive about certain players where it's public knowledge that he's fallen out with them and stuff.
Long ball up to Fellaini. He's not even winning them.
No.
Lukaku's got it though. Goes backwards. It's going to take some sort of individual brilliance, and then maybe the last 5 minutes we might be able to just go a little bit long ball, but we don't deserve a point anymore anyway, do we?
No. It's for want of a better word, I think this team is toothless. They really are. I've said it already during the show. There's no passion. There's no fight. No identity to our play. There's no style about us.
Broski R says, how about the director of football now? Some direction with the football would be helpful. Wheels says, Jose should do the decent thing after the game and resign. His ego is too big for that, though. Sack him now. The thing is that the thing that bothers me is that this isn't going to be the only Brighton, is it? You know, we were meant to. The sad thing is, it's the second game, and we spoke about this. You know, so many people said to me, go on about 20 points, but if we hadn't lost to Newcastle and Huddersfield last year and Brighton, we'd be a lot closer to City. Well, we've already lost to one of those teams, and it's the second game of the season. So we've already at least replicated what we were doing last season as our problem. So
it's not looking good for him. I think, in my honest opinion, I think
Brighton
this is
are playing the better team again now.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the end for him, I think. Because there's no way you can come out and say anything positive about this.
Yeah, well, if you go long ball for the last half an hour of a game and give up what you were trying to do, and then that doesn't work either, it pretty much shows you to be clueless, doesn't it? You know, nothing he's tried has worked. Yeah,
I think Pogba is going to probably take most of the blame after this game, being captain. And, you know, I think rightly so in a way, because he has been poor in this game. He's not shown his class, his ability, his leadership, nothing. Mata, again, as well, another player who's not done anything. I know he's gone off, but he's not done anything. Fred, disappointing. Bay and Lindelof have been absolutely awful. Ball in by Brighton. They're in at the back post.
It's a corner.
Corner. But again, where's the marking at the back post? Where is it? You know, the guy pulls away from Fellaini at the back post. Thankfully, Ashley Young's there. Get it out for a corner.
Well, we ain't even gonna get a draw. Even Marouane can't save us now. Pogba clears it.
Oh dear! Again,
nothing happened. There's nothing doing.
Fellaini's gone up playing right winger now. We saw Mata was bad on the right wing. Now there's Marouane out there. Oh.
I mean, have we had a chance? Pogba, chance, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm absolutely stunned. All that positivity we had, and all the people who can now say "I told you so." But you know what? I'm always going to choose to dream. I'm always going to choose to believe. At least we can't be accused of not backing him. You know, a lot of fans were willing to give him a go. A lot of fans spoke about how positive he's been. A lot of fans said, willing to give him another chance after last season, willing to believe in him, and it's just not happened, has it? It's just not happened, and very, very, very disappointed.
Yeah, definitely. We thought things were looking up after the Leicester game. The things that Mourinho was saying in his conferences, we thought, yeah, okay, maybe he's finally changing. But today, no, it's gone back to being the same. And I think he'll be the same old Mourinho after the game in his press conference.
Well, I'm very intrigued to see what Jose Mourinho's got to say, actually. I'm going to do my match reaction, and then we'll stop that. I'll listen to what Jose's got to say, and maybe you will listen to what Jose's got to say, and then we'll go live again with the phone calls from what you fans have got to say, because I think it's all right going and having our say straight after a game, and we will do that, but I really want to see what Jose's got to say as well.
Definitely, I'd like to see. I'm more interested.
The thing we know is that he will 100% not put the blame on himself.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That I'm interested to see who he's going to pinpoint the blame to. I do think Pogba's going to suffer.
The embarrassing thing as well is we've replicated the score. In a whole 45 minutes where he meant to, sort things out at half time, we've actually not. We've not scored any goals.
No. Not even created nothing either. Not even created nothing. Sad to see. A team with this much quality can't even muster a couple of attempts on target.
It's massively disappointing. Massively disappointing. I'm sort of like thinking of a match reaction, and I'm like, I don't even know. We're into the 90th minute now.
Yeah. I know the stats said in the first half we had, what was it, three attempts. I mean, I think we could only think of two, the Martial one and Lukaku. Second half, we've only had the Pogba attempt, which was well saved. Absolute disgrace.
Marcus, I don't know how long he's had him 4 minutes on, so we've still got a little bit of time here. But would you give anyone a man of the match?
I think if I had to, I'd probably have to say, I think the only one that can come out with any credibility whatsoever is Luke Shaw. I think.
Yeah. He's the only one who actually would say hasn't had a bad game.
He's not
necessarily a good game, but certainly not a bad game.
I think everyone has been like really poor, but I think Luke Shaw has just been average. It really is. It's a sad sight to see. It's an absolute shambles. Absolute shambles, this team. I've got to say, I think if the quicker Mourinho goes, I think the better it will be for the club, especially in terms of progression and going forward, because there's obviously quite a few of these players that do not like playing for Mourinho. They do not like his tactics, his style of play. You can even say a couple of them, well, they are, aren't they? They are being played out of position. So, yeah, I think it's probably long-term in the club's best interest to end it as quickly as they can.
Sad. I'm really shocked that we've lost this game, because I thought, it's only Brighton. It's a step. You get the 3 points. I wouldn't have got overexcited about it. I just would have been, it's only Brighton. But top geezer, words can't express how I feel about United right now. I'd rather lose playing attacking football than being subjected to performances like this. Yeah, well, the thing is, we still play crap, don't we? We still go long ball and we still lose. It's like, if you can't even win games with the tactics that we don't like, what's the point? Yamam says, Mark, it's not just Jose, it's the players. We aren't good enough, and our best players are 30 plus. Well, thanks for coming on anyway, Marcus. Really enjoyed the stream, if not the actual game.
No worries, my pleasure as always.
We're not quite at the end yet, but the link is in the video description for my match reaction, or you can go through the homepage. I'll literally go live straight after on that, giving my thoughts. But thanks everybody who's joined us today. I'm just still gathering my thoughts as to what I'm going to say, but make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We got fan cams. We got a penalty for Manchester United here, late on.
Unfortunately, it's not enough, though.
It's not enough, is it? It's not going to be enough.
No. I mean,
I think to be fair, he was probably fouled.
I think, yeah. Yeah, I don't. I honestly don't think there was much in that, to be honest.
No, looked a little bit soft, but we won't say no. Who's going to take it? Pogba?
Pogba, yeah. Well, I think it's too little too late now. They should have been putting that pressure on right from the start, chasing 2-goal deficit. Was he going to take it or what?
Right. Little jog up.
Yeah.
Scores. 2-2 for Pogba, but it won't matter for United, I don't think. It'd be the most unjust, and even as a United fan, it would be one of the most unjust 3 points we've ever got. But it isn't over yet. You never know.
Yeah. I think as soon as they take the kick off, it'll be over, I think. Oh.
Yes, my match reaction will be as soon as this game is over. Link in the video description, top line, or go through the homepage. He's not going to blow up just yet, but
no.
They'll just hit this long anyway.
Yeah, straight into the corner, won't it?
Jose shouting, get it to Marouane. Hit it long. Hit it long.
Yeah, just chuck everyone up there. Go for it. Oh, there we go. Look, back the goalie.
He should be blowing the ref, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he has blown. 3-2 to Brighton. It would have been absolutely undeserved. I can say that. It would have been totally undeserved if we'd got anything out of that game. Absolutely shocking. But thanks for coming on, Marcus.
No worries, mate. Pleasure as always. Thanks for everyone in the comments as well. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, pal. And thanks to Marcus. Thanks to everyone who's watched live. I'm going now over to my match reaction where I'm going to give my thoughts on the game. I'm sure you're going to join me. Link in the video description or go through the homepage. And then after Jose Mourinho's spoken, we're going to open up the calls to you. Because we're going to have 2 shows tonight before the fan cams, which is going to be really interesting. But I'll see you in about 30 seconds on my stream. Link in the video description or go through the homepage. And we'll digest that absolute shite.